been a minute since you got one of those. Happy Monday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Happy Monday. Great to be here with you. A victory, series victory, Monday. Talk about how it feels. Talk about what else is yet to come. And, could be very exciting times around here. Dive into everything that happened over the weekend, certainly, but it's just great, always great on a Monday to be back here with my boys. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program, RBI God yesterday. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Man, I'm great. Ben Higgins, golfer extraordinaire, road trip master. What a weekend for your sports show. I mean, just sports. That's what we did. I was surrounded by sports. I did T-ball practice Saturday. I did a baseball game on Saturday that I played. I did T-ball game on Sunday and then another baseball game on Sunday whilst, being around all my kids' stuff. And it was crazy. A lot of sports. Paulie had a little baseball action yesterday, had a great game, really helped us win with one of the most clutch knocks that you've seen. And your name was brought up in the dugout, Ben.
My name was brought up in a baseball dugout.
Correct. After I failed to get a runner in from third, to get what's that called? When I drive a runner in from
productive out?
No. What's it called? When I drive him in?
An RBI.
Correct. That is a run batted in. Now, you have recently made the declaration that RBIs don't matter. Listen, when you're up there, bat in hand, and some 18-year-old kid who barely has hair under his arms is throwing 5 pitches, 86. Get up there and tell me that RBIs don't matter. As I tried to go the other way, got under it, popped out to the first baseman. Well, then my man Paulie strides to the plate and said, I ain't waiting around. Wham! Base knock, right field, 2-run score. Tier 1s win, a huge victory. RBIs don't matter. I got to put 3 RBIs in his stat sheet yesterday. You tell me that doesn't matter to our sweet little Paul.
Yeah, Ben.
It was unbelievable. Our boy, I got to shout him out. I got to shout out our guy, Josh Berth. Hit a majestic, soaring home run over the fence at Escondido High. The whole dugout went ape-ass. Josh has been grinding hard at this game for 2 seasons with us. The hits have been few and far between, but the guy shows up every week. He grinds, and he hit, again, off no joke, young kid, hit a piss missile off this dude. And it was one of the cooler moments you've ever seen.
Very
ever.
cool.
So congrats.
Insane.
It was awesome, dude. And then Ben, tell everybody about your little wild hair that you got.
My buddy Scott was in town, so we did a little golf weekend, kind of impromptu. We decided last minute on Saturday night we went to the desert. We looked at the weather forecast. It was like 88, and because it's not in season, prices are really cheap. So let's go play golf all day Sunday and come back. And we did. You would have loved it. The second course we played, the Classic Club, was fantastic. Beautiful. You love desert golf.
Oh God, I love desert
now,
golf.
You hate
man.
driving, so the drive. But I
don't mind it to go play sports. Actually.
You actually would have been. I think you would have had a very interesting drive because my buddy Scott had put together what he called his list of the greatest 107 classic rock songs of all time.
Okay,
and he made me listen to the entire
whole thing
on the road, the drive there and the drive back. Almost. I think we got through 101.
That's amazing.
Of the 107 songs. But he has a lot of rules. Like you couldn't pick any band more than twice.
Okay.
They had to be certain genre.
Okay.
It's got to be old enough, because it's classic rock. So there's a ton of rules, which led to some argument and discussion about which songs did and didn't belong. But I'm not the one I'm not qualified enough to make these determinations. You, though.
Why didn't you call me? I would have walked through the whole thing with you.
You would have been in constant either argument or agreement with Scott like the whole way. Going, how did you include this one on those? Where's this song by this?
Do you have any examples?
Sure. I have lots of examples from you. He had, let's see. Like U2 was the absolute newest.
That was the newest band.
Yeah, it had to be pretty much older than U2, and he wasn't sure whether U2 was counted as classic rock or not. But he liked Bad, and I go,
that's a great song.
Well, that's what he said too, and I go, you're missing a lot of really great U2 songs.
You are, but you're missing the, still haven't found what I'm looking for,
right?
With or without you. We've heard those. Those have been done to death.
But some songs from certain bands, you would say that's not really classic rock. That's more alt-sounding show.
He's got a lot of opinions.
A lot of opinions and a lot of rules on the drive that we went through.
That's fun. That sounds like a fun road trip. And then you went out and played golf. You went and did a sleepover.
Yeah.
Where was the?
We stayed at the Marriott in Desert Springs in Palm Desert.
Did you guys go out that night?
Early. We went out on our way, just driving up in like Corona to a restaurant just on the drive to break it up, and then played early. 6:45. We were done before the Padres game, so we had some breakfast. I watched the Padres game. I think we teed off in the afternoon round, and they finished the game. We were on the second or third hole, so I watched the game as we wrapped up, and then played, and then drove back at 5:30 right after the game, and then I started watching a ton of SportsCenter to see all the football I missed from yesterday because I did not watch much NFL.
It was a real sports orgy. It really was. I was playing ball all weekend, coaching. My voice is shot. I told Paulie, I go, man, I coached T-ball this morning, and I said I wore a gray shirt. I wore a gray shirt and like black Vuori pants, right, to go coach, and it was early morning, 9 a.m. I said, by the time the game was over, my gray shirt was completely soaked in sweat, completely, like from top to bottom. It was not hot. I just was grinding out there, running back and forth and this and that and moving. It really takes it out of you. It really does. I'd like to welcome a new member to the show today. I'd like a new friend that I've brought with me. First time I've ever run into this friend. And I have a feeling this friend's going to be here for quite a while. He goes by the name of plantar fasciitis.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Another Woods ailment for me to piss and moan about for the next however long.
It's your feet.
It's my foot.
Which one?
My right foot.
Right foot.
I filled in for a friend. That was a fun conversation with my missus, by the way. Hey. I pulled an Adam on it. Yeah, I go. Hey. I actually sent the text Friday. I told you guys about it right after the show. I just sent the world's most terrifying text ever. Hey, had some friends reach out. They're short on Saturday. Do you mind if I go fill in and play some ball, trying to get my body ready for that tournament in Arizona? She goes, okay, is all she said. But not sure, babe. Have a great time. Go enjoy yourself. She said, okay. So I said, all right, I'm going to test the boundaries here. So I went out and played a game down south, Mount Miguel. Drove all the way down to Mount Miguel High. Got to see some old friends. Played against some really good competition. 18 AAA. It was nasty. Got a couple knocks. Played some infield. Felt pretty good. Get home, and I take my cleat off, and I go, what is that? Oh, no. Oh. And I go, babe. And she runs in here. What? I'm like, is this plantar? She's like, looks down. She's right there. I'm like, yeah.
You can see it.
She's like, is that the area that it hurts? I go, yeah. She goes, yeah, you got it. So I go, what do I do? And she's like, it's the worst thing ever. I've had it for like a year, as you know. So I don't know what to tell you. Make sure you have arch supports. I'm like, babe, I've got a tournament in Arizona. We could be playing 8 games in 5 days. What am I going to do? It's probably illegal for me to call out to see if anyone wants to bring me like Percocet or anything for the trip. I would guess it's probably against the rules of radio.
Definitely don't do that.
Just DM me. I don't know. And so I have this little ball right here. See this little ball? Got little spikes on it.
Yeah.
So the whole show, you're going to look over.
You're going to be rolling.
And I'm just going to be rolling it on my foot.
Ow.
So I went and played yesterday. I got the Dr. Scholl's because it was last minute. I got to get some arch supports for my cleats because I had a game yesterday. I put the things in there, and they felt a little bit better.
That's good. I mean, they have those Good Feet store ads on Padres game all the time. I was in pain for 72 years, and then I got Good Feet, and now I feel great again. I'm a little skeptical, but they say it works.
I mean, I'll get injections. You know me. I don't care. Fill me up, dude. Get injections.
Nice, actually. Multiple people.
The water bottle?
Freeze a water bottle and roll that on your foot.
I mean, it is.
That sounds soothing.
And she said, your days literally of walking around barefoot around the house are over. You can't walk barefoot. That's what crushes you. So you have to have those rainbow flip-flops. They actually have a pretty good arch support. So I'm walking around my house, middle of the night, clip, clop, walking around in these. I'm like, is this what it is? Is this what it's come down to? Plantar fasciitis. How do you say it?
Plantar fasciitis.
Plantar. It's not fasciitis.
Fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis. Is that not what it is?
Sounds a little dirty.
You know
the
what?
way you say it.
Close enough.
Hey, how about later we get a little plantar fasciitis going? So yeah, no barefoot. This is nuts, man. So now I'm like, yeah, cool. And now I'm you're officially the old turd with plantar fasciitis, and I'm just grinding this thing in. I got my massage gun. I was just on the bottom of my foot for like an hour. Feels a little better, but I don't want this thing to linger, and I feel like it's going to.
There's certain ailments that make you sound old. Plantar
That's one of them.
fasciitis.
Paul, I'm 50.
Liver spots.
Paul wants to know that
gout.
Get that gout. Adam has gout really bad. I was kind of fearing that it was gout. He said his gout is very, very painful. So yeah, I knew the tier ones would come through with a lot of recommendations and things like that. But man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So now I've got a new buddy to join the family. Welcome to the family. It's great. Also spent the weekend cleaning up urine and feces, which is not uncommon for a man with 2 kids, but these didn't come from the kids. Came from one of the cats. Has decided that, hey, the world is my personal toilet. Not the 2 giant litter boxes that we have. The world outside of that is my personal toilet.
It's freedom.
And number 1 and number 2 on the kids' bed, both of them this weekend. I ran down.
How do they like that?
Kids were super stoked about it. Hannah, even more stoked about it. Had to run down to the laundromat. You ever been to a laundromat on a Sunday morning at about 7 a.m.? It's not what you want to see.
The question you mean to ask Ben is, have you ever been to a laundromat?
Yes. Have you ever actually been to a laundromat?
We had common washing machines and dryers at college where I lived, but it wasn't really a laundromat, but you did have to
use a quarters
or card in for them. But other than that, like a public drive somewhere to wash my clothes.
So I go to the laundromat at 7:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning. We have a T-ball practice at 9. So I figure I'll get it in, I'll get the T-ball stuff ready, I'll come back, I'll switch it to the dryer, and then I'll pick it up on my way home. No harm, no foul. Get down there. Everything's, use the card now. You got to get a card. So I got to pay for the card, put $20 on it. Then I go to the machine that has all the detergent. And I look in my wallet, and I've got 2 20s and 2 $1 bills. Guess how much the detergent is? It's
how much do you get?
A little box full of Tide.
Okay, so it's not just like one serving. You get a box.
It's one. It's a tiny box of one serving. It's a single
Tide.
serving of Tide. How much do you think that would be?
75 cents.
It's $3. I had $2.
Well, can you bring your own, or do you have to use theirs?
You can bring your own, but I forgot. Okay. I was like, I'll just get it out of the machine.
All right.
So I put in the $2, and I go, I want to run to my car, get the rest, the quarters. Come in, the quarter slot doesn't work. I'm looking around, nobody's there. Finally see this attendant in the back. I go, buddy, come here. I go, it took like 4 of my quarters, which I don't care. I go, I just want my detergent. He looked around. He goes, here, just take this detergent. Just gave it to me on the house. Ended up being the same price.
And they say fame is not worth anything nowadays.
I doubt very much he was a tier 1 listener. I really do doubt he was a tier 1 listener. I'll leave it at that. So yeah, it was an interesting weekend full of baseball, urine, and doo-doo. My 3 favorite things on the planet. All right, well, we need to talk about it. It's time.
I also dealt with some.
Paulie, I just was going to ask you, how are you?
I'm okay.
You were in good spirits yesterday.
I'm okay.
Paulie had to put his beloved Daphne down, his dog, after 14?
No, she was only like 10 and a half.
And you had her?
Almost 10.
Almost 10.
I mean, yeah, pretty much her whole life. Yeah, we had to put Daphne down on Saturday morning. We knew this was coming. If you've been listening, I've kind of talked about it a little bit here and there, but she, over the last handful of years, has dealt with a pretty rare blood disease that confused every veterinarian in North County, San Diego.
Always what you want to hear from the vet. No idea. Never seen this before.
Could be this. Could be that. We can run more tests. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
They were like, it wasn't that. We're going to run 4 more tests. You're like, oh my God. Okay.
Sure. Nothing too good for my baby.
Yeah, exactly. Long story short, yeah, she dealt with this blood disease that was her blood cell count was so far off that her body was just kind of beating itself up. She would get a cut in her mouth or something that is totally normal, and it usually heals up in a couple of minutes. It would never heal. She would just be licking, and like you'd see some blood on her blankie or something, and she would get internal bleed. I mean, it was awful. And so back in May, we were faced with a decision, and there were a couple of options. One of them being just medicate her, keep her comfortable. We didn't like that option. The other option was a splenectomy, which cost about $10,000 and might work, it might not. We didn't like that option. So we went with the blood transfusion. She ended up getting a double blood transfusion.
Like Keith Richards. Give her the Keith Richards.
And the doctor said, we think this can help kind of jumpstart her body, get her some good fresh blood in there. And it did. We were hoping to get like a month or two after that, and we got about 4 months. So we knew we were on borrowed time, and we got to this point where her body just started to shut down, and she was acting normal. This is the worst part when it comes to that time with the dog, putting a dog down, making that decision, is she seems okay. You know, especially if you have a treat, you have some food.
Yeah, normal.
She feels great.
It's my normal dog.
But what are the 99% of her life every day outside of those moments? What's her quality of life? Yeah. And she was having trouble getting up off the ground anymore. It was just a struggle. She was on a steroid that made her have to urinate like 15, 20 times a day. And
it's no quality of life.
It was not good.
It's not right.
So we had to make that decision. And I got to say, I shouted them out last time. I'm going to shout them out again. We use this service called Pause into Grace. They're a local company. I promise you they did not pay for a shout out, but they deserve one. They are doing the Lord's work. We used them back in January of 2024 when we put Jackson down. I believe you've used them as well, Woodsy. They come to your house and they make it as easy and comfortable as possible.
You get to hold them.
The doctor was amazing. Walked you through everything, what needs to happen. Here's how it's going to go. Here's what could happen. You know, we give her the muscle relaxer. She might actually start rapid breathing again because she had been doing that with her illness. And she said, don't worry. She's dreaming. She can hear you. Just talk to her. And we were just loving on her. And then she was gone. And it was honestly like the buildup was the worst part.
Yeah.
I think the actual moment, I didn't know what to expect because when we put Jackson down, turns out he was just a little B-word.
Yeah.
Because when they put the muscle relaxer, gave him the shot, he yelped, and I was clutching him to hold him while he got the shot, and he screamed in my ear, "Yay!" I was like, well, that was the worst sound I've ever heard in my life. I don't ever want to hear that. And I was like, please don't do this.
Please don't yelp.
Daphne's a medical warrior. She's been poked and prodded by doctors the whole last couple of years. Took the shot like a champ. Was just chilling. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment for us.
What you wrote on Instagram made me cry. I was lying in bed and I read it and it made me cry. It was very sad. And it's never easy to do that. But you know what? I've been pushed out of the room before and said, okay, he's got to go. And I got to hold one of them. It was awful. It was an awful experience. There's that sweet, sweet angel. And yeah, man, just got me really good. Well, you know how we do it on this program, and I think it's only appropriate that we do it this morning for beloved Daphne, who is up in heaven right now, she already crossed the Rainbow Bridge. She is fully over the Rainbow Bridge, enjoying treats. Dude, and Megan's dad, the whole thing.
You know, we had a weird moment, and I put it on that Instagram post. We had a really weird moment. So when Jackie passed a couple years ago now, we just, we were holding him, and Megan said, Dad, just catch him. Just let us know. Get him. Just let us know. And we told Jackie, we're like, just let us know when you get there, but give us a sign. And we called him Jackson Derulo because when Megan got him, Jason Derulo was a very popular pop artist. Sure. He had the song, What You Say or whatever. We're driving around the night we put Jackie down in that morning. We put him down that morning. We're driving around, just get out of the house. And a Jason Derulo song comes on, which
no way.
In 2024 had no business.
Hey, this is going to shock all of you, but here's Jason Derulo.
Here's 2008's What You Say. I pulled over. We were bawling.
Yeah,
we're like, that's it. That's the sign. So when we're putting Daphne down, we're just like, Dad, catch her. Just, and I'm holding her. I'm like, baby girl, you did so good.
Yeah.
You did such a good job. Like,
just save that. Oh, you're the one that saves it.
Yeah. I was like, just let us know when you get there. Okay. Take your time. You just let us know when you get there. So I carried her out. I put her in the doctor's car to go to the cremation service. And we're just chilling. We're kind of coming down.
Yeah.
22 minutes, because I looked at the clock. She passed at 8:44. And at 22 minutes later, at 9:06, I got a marketing text from our groomer. Dirty Dogs. Said, hey, got a sale going on. Come pamper your pup.
Hey, great timing.
And at first you're like, yeah, great timing. And then I read the full text and it's like, yo, pamper your pup, doggy spa day. And I go, that's my sign. That's all I needed.
Yeah, that's what I know.
She crossed the bridge. It took her 22 minutes to get across. She's getting pampered at this doggy spa up there, and everything is good.
Can I speak for Ben? Because I know what he wants to say. He wants to say, Paulie, it was probably just a coincidence.
Right.
That's what he wants to say. And when he read it, I knew immediately. I knew him. Paulie texted that just, and I know he rolled his eyes.
I'm biting my tongue right now. I'm biting my tongue. I'm biting my tongue. I really am trying really hard.
I knew it.
Really hard trying not to say what I'm thinking.
I was waiting actually for him to write it
my
back.
gift to you is that I'm not going to say what I'm thinking right now, Paul.
I was waiting, Paulie, for him to write back that morning.
Close your ears right now.
You don't have to ruin it.
I just need to tell Woods.
You don't have to ruin this.
Tell me,
I'm going to turn your mic off.
Real quick.
I'm turning your mic off.
Tell me real quick.
Cover your. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Same one.
We know.
I know. Well, I'm very sorry, dude. It's a very sad thing, but let's do it. Let's give her the honor of how we do
Shout
it.
out to her family.
This is BBC News. We're interrupting our schedules for the following announcement. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty.
Her Majesty Daphne. That's a very tough day.
It was tough. I got to say, man, like, I don't, this doesn't make me special. It makes me part of the rest of you, everybody.
Right.
I don't do very well with death. And I thought about it kind of leading up to Saturday morning. I've been very lucky that putting a dog down is probably the toughest thing I've had to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, my mom's still here. Like, I haven't had I've had some friends from high school or whatever pass, and it's awful.
Yeah, not holding them in your lap.
Not holding them in my lap. But like, that means you've had a pretty lucky life. And like, that's the hardest thing you've had to do.
For sure.
And I don't want to diminish it. It's very hard to do, but like, people have had to do real things. My wife had to bury her father.
Correct.
Like,
mine too.
I get it.
It's terrible.
So, but man, to be like, if that's the hardest thing I've had to do in 35 years, it's not that bad. But the toughest part has honestly been the buildup and then the aftermath. It's all the firsts. It's the first time coming home, she's not greeting you at the door.
Correct.
I knew this morning was going to be tough. Megan was like, try to change up your routine if you want. Like, because she wasn't there. She wouldn't walk into the kitchen when I was making coffee this morning. And then that's
terrible.
That's
dude.
tough. But
we love you.
Okay.
We love you. We love Megan. We love Daphne. It's always a tough thing.
Both of us just want to say thank you to all the community that reached out over the weekend. I had so many friends that knew Daphne, but also listeners that had never met her or anything. And they just said, man, we're thinking of you guys. So we really appreciate that.
Well,
beautiful.
In the midst of death, there is life. And I have my own little announcement I'd like to do before we go to break. It's my 8th anniversary today. My 8th wedding anniversary. Got married on a beach by a prison minister. And have really felt free of the shackles of prison ever since the day we've gotten married. It's very weird how that works.
The prison of being single?
Yeah, I'm out of the prison of being single. And now into the not a prison at all of marriage. I do what I want, right? And each day's better than the next. It's great. My lovely wife, Hannah, and I, 8 years today. We got married. Bo was nestled firmly in her tummy. We got married on the beach, and I just wanted to say happy anniversary to my love, Hannah Nancaro Woods, and can't wait to, like I said on Twitter, see what you've cooked up later. Real good anniversary time. So, Paulie, take us out with our wedding song, would you?
Which is your song?
It is Every Part of Me.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's not it. Who's this?
It's Every Part of Me by Hannah Montana.
Nope. It's
actually a nice song.
It was the first thing that came up on Apple Music.
No, that's
because her name is Hannah. You picked this song.
No,
it's Hannah Montana. Every Part of Me. It's beautiful.
It's Steve Earle. Every Part of Me. Do you think that I would have a wedding song from Hannah Montana? I mean, it's beautiful, but I would like her to hear our true wedding song from
I just
the great
assumed-
Steve Earle. You son of a bitch!
It's the same name.
He did that on purpose, I bet.
It's the same name. Hannah's a millennial. We're the same age.
She has the same name
I know
as
a lot
Hannah.
of girls that were listening to Hannah Montana. All right.
Let's try again. Take 2, babe. Happy anniversary. I love you. Oh, yeah.
Is that the right one?
That's the right one.
All right.
Yeah.
Then you'll take us out to break.
Yeah. Thank you.
We'll come back, set the menu afterwards, after traffic here with Kelly on a Monday morning. Ben Woods on 97.3 The
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Well, we covered it all there in the open, talking about plantar fasciitis and Paulie putting his dog down and the sign that he got, later. And I said, man, when he sent it, I knew immediately Ben rolled his. I knew he did. I knew he rolled his eyes and said, "This isn't a sign, Paulie. It's just a coincidence." But when you lose somebody, you want to believe, and I think you should. It helps things get better. Yeah, I think playing baseball yesterday helped.
Oh my gosh!
I think getting a huge knock to drive in 2 runs in a tight game. I think that stuff helps for sure. And KG said Ben stands on the other side of the mall in the Santa line, and he likes to inform the children they didn't actually meet the real Santa. What? Don't give him your money. Do not give him your money. He's an imposter. That's not the real one. He could never get down here from the North Pole, and he's also at another mall. How do you explain that?
Can't go to everybody's house in one night. Are you insane?
Sorry that I believe in a little realism and not self-delusion, but that's just me. Well, I'm sad to inform you that as we learned from Paulie, once you have to start urinating 15 times a day, it's time to put you down. So I'd like to say goodbye to Stephen Woods, who gets that done just during our show in the morning. So
it's this awesome company. They're called Pause and Grace. They come right to the studio.
Hannah's like, okay, here he is.
We'll put you in your blankie and get you your toys.
It'll be very sensitive,
very comfortable.
Hopefully, we'll get a nice marketing text later to announce that you've made it.
Stephen has crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Kyle says, I think we should all side with Ben after he was absolved of the Pat Murphy letter from Bob Uecker.
This is why I do it.
He's a cynic.
Someone has to be the cold-hearted realist.
What he didn't want to write back is, Paulie, those are scheduled texts, and they come out of a certain. You probably will get another one. That doesn't mean she's getting a nice bowl of treats up in heaven.
Honestly, though, you don't think it's a little bit strange, at least of a coincidence, that I haven't gotten one of those texts in months, and I get one 20 minutes later?
That's the definition of coincidence, but that's fine. Paulie, by the way, doesn't take away any of your love or the fact that she is on the other side and happy, just because you do or don't believe in a coincidental marketing text.
That's right.
All right, let's get to Padres.
I told you about that Jason Derulo song. Ben's like, well, there's only like 4 million songs out there, so it's a 1 in 4 million. It's really not that unlikely.
Not that big of a deal if it happens. We, in my family, my wife, anytime we see a hawk fly over, my wife is like, there's Poppy.
Now, you do know that hawks do fly.
They do.
And they tend to fly around high over you.
Yeah. But my kids now are like, hey, Mom, Poppy. It's a sweet little thing. And
I just want you to know that if for some reason you don't see a hawk for a while, which is also possible, it doesn't mean anything bad either. If you had,
it's hard to get much worse than losing him. If
you hadn't gotten that text, it doesn't mean that she didn't make it there, Paulie, and she isn't where she's supposed to be. Don't be reliant on other signs to make you feel at peace and happy. You can be at peace and happy without anything at all.
That's fair.
You should be, because you did a good job. You did the right thing, Paulie. You should feel good about that because you gave her a really great life and you gave her the proper ending to that life and you cared for her. And that's what's really important. And you did what's really important. And if you didn't get that sign, you shouldn't feel any worse. Because you didn't get it.
I hate how real Ben is. Let us live in our delusion.
I know.
Yeah, like the delusion.
Well, here's the thing. If that text message never comes through, all I'm doing is just waiting for the next sign.
That's right. Yeah, you're waiting for something.
Like a normal human being.
Right.
So it's not a delusion that the Padres can officially clinch a playoff spot tonight with a win over the Milwaukee Brewers.
What's that magic number?
It's 1. It's the
number 1.
It's the only way they can get in tonight because there are no other games that matter. It's a light schedule in Major League Baseball, but the Padres with a victory tonight will tip the scales and will officially be in the 2025 postseason. If they do not win tonight, then they will get in with their next victory or the next loss by the New York Mets. If the Padres don't win again and the Mets don't win again, they'll get in with 2 losses by the Cincinnati Reds. So there's plenty of pathways to the playoffs. Fangraph says it's 100%, 99.99999 that the Padres are going to make the playoffs at this point. But when it does happen, they will pop the champagne bottles and have a celebration at Petco Park. What is interesting, though, and we'll get into it this morning, is what else is still possible for the Padres. More than likely, as we said last week, Padres will head to Chicago for a wild card series against the Cubs starting next Tuesday.
Nothing really changed much in that.
A little bit changed, though, this week because
last week they were as locked in as you could be.
But what changed? Padres won 2 of 3 in Chicago for the White Sox, while the Cubs were losing all 4 of their games to the Cincinnati Reds. And part of that is the Cubs are already in. They don't have anything to play for at this point either. So perhaps they've taken their foot off the gas pedal, but the Padres have pulled within 3 games of the Cubs in the wild card race, which means if they find a way to make up 3 games, because the Padres do have the tiebreaker, they could flip that series and host the Cubs at Petco Park. So there is something to play for this week. Padres are also within 3 games of the LA Dodgers, who did lose yesterday, but took 3 of 4 from San Francisco. They're still in pretty good shape, though, because, of course, they have the tiebreaker over the Padres. So the Padres would have to play 4 games better than the Dodgers this week. That's still very unlikely. If the Padres went 6-0, they'd still need the Dodgers to go 2-4 or worse in their last 6 games. I don't know that the Padres really want to try to go 6-0 this week. They're going to want to get some rest for their starting pitchers, get lined up for the postseason. That seems like an unlikely scenario, but if the Cubs keep playing the way they do, you could see a possibility that, it could come down to this weekend of who hosts the wild card series.
6-0 for the Padres and
2-4 or worse
for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're giving it a 1.1%.
Yeah, very small. Very small.
All right. A bit of an existential question, if you will. Does anybody and I warned you on Friday. I didn't warn you. I told you how I felt. I was not going to put a lot of stock into these 3 games against the White Sox either way. Had we got bodied all 3 games, had we rolled all 3 games, does anyone feel better this morning because we took 2 of 3 from the Chicago White Sox? Do you feel infinitely better?
No.
I think there are some things that
actually maybe feel worse.
Worse.
In some regards.
I feel okay. I thought it was good. You needed to win those 2 to get your magic number down, and you did. I think there's some highlights that you can look at. I'd love to see Ryan O'Hearn hitting the crap out of the baseball with multiple hits and starting to get his swag going.
That's pretty big.
That's very big. Love to see Adrian Morejon getting out of a bases loaded, no out jam yesterday.
He's been good all season.
He's been good all year. These are my guys. Those are the guys that, 2 of the guys that we're going to be counting on. I like to see Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a home run.
Absolutely critical.
But I wasn't blown away. I wasn't like deep sigh of relief. Oh, we got it figured out, because I know that there's still 6 more of these that we have to play. And how are those going to go? And is O'Hearn going to stay? I mean, it just never ends. And again, it's why I love when the playoffs get here next week, Benny. It will just be, they take the big ass board with all the numbers and everything on it, and they just and they wipe it clean, and everybody starts at 0. Your 58 home runs mean nothing. Your 4-12 record means nothing. It all goes back to 0. You zero out, you square out. So my biggest concern the next 6 days, health, overuse, underuse, whatever it may be. How do you manage this knowing you are going to go to the playoffs? There's really nothing that can hurt you. Stay healthy. That's it.
There will be stars who play like stars. There will be stars that do nothing. There will be role players that play like role players, and there will be role players who become stars in the postseason. As you said, wipe the whiteboard clean.
That's it.
In the playoffs, because it's a small sample size and anything can happen in baseball.
Correct.
With a small sample size. We'll talk about all of that this morning. We'll have Craig Elsten joining us at 7:35 and Dennis Lynn, our athletic insider, at 8:35. Talking more Padres baseball. We'll have our regular features as well. Don't do this. Take on Woods. We still got that trip to Las Vegas to see the Eagles at the Sphere, qualifying for the grand prize, and our Reindl Report in our 9 o'clock hour today, and giving away some Padres Diamondback tickets for Friday night's last Friday night home game of the season. That's all coming up, but we'll get into yesterday's game, our Padres Wrap-Up. I think the discussion has to center around Michael King first on the game yesterday. We'll do that right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Robert Half. Traffic alert remains in effect southbound 5 coastline just past Barcelona. Investigation continues for this overnight fatal accident. All but the right lane blocked there. And got a stalled vehicle in the HOV lane, southbound 15, just before Camino del Norte. Further south on the 15, just before the 163, we have reports of a stalled car in middle lanes. And going to find a crash clearing from the Spring Street off-ramp, eastbound King Freeway. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why the recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You know what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Miss any of the Padres win yesterday? Ben and Woods didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got you covered with all of the highlights.
Oh, yes.
It's the
Padres Wrap-Up.
brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
Berth is set. And over the first base. Sheets goes back in standing, and the throw gets away. Merrill will come in to score. Sheets is at second, and he will hold up there as Sosa's throw comes back in. Picked off throwing error by Sean Burke. And the Padres take a 1-0 lead. One base a bunch, and now a line drive punched up the middle into center field base hit. Sheets racing around third. He'll come in to score. And Jake Cronenworth, an RBI single to give the Padres a 2-0 lead here in the second. As Fernando Tatis Jr. stands in against Sean Burke. First pitch on the way. And Tatis swings, hits it in the air deep to left field. Robertson is back to watch. This one's going to go about halfway up the bleachers in left field for Fernando. His 23rd of the year. And the Padre lead is now 3-0. Morejon is set. 1-2 to the pinch hitter. And Taylor takes on the inside edge. Strike 3 called. Adrian Morejon comes out of the bullpen with the bases loaded, nobody out, and he leaves them loaded. 3-0. Here's the pitch from Miller. Vargas checks, takes low, ball for third walk of the inning. This one comes with the bases loaded, and the White Sox have their first run of the day. It's 3-1 as Fletcher comes in to score. And now 3-1 with the bases loaded. It's outside, ball 4, and the second bases loaded walk of the inning brings in the second run of the inning, and it is now 3-2 Padres. Here's the pitch to Vargas. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Blew him away with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. And a 1-2-3 ninth for Robert Suarez, who collects his 40th save of the season. And the Padres edge the White Sox 3-2 to win this series 2-1.
I like the way we've gone about things the last couple of days. I mean, we didn't add on offensively, did yesterday. Some real toughness with the at-bats. Defense really good the last several days. Manny with another tremendous play coming in. Louis with a great play in the ninth. The bullpen's in a good spot. Starting pitching's rounding into shape, and the offenses continue to stay consistent at bats. So that's the recipe for what we want to continue to do, build on, and then go beyond and go deep, very, very, very deep.
All right, Padres do take. Did you hear that? 2 out of 3. Oh, at the end.
Very end.
At the end.
He's like,
I love Ben and Woods.
No. He said something like, we just want to get to the finish line and go deep. Go very, very deep.
Sounds great.
He wants to go fast, but he wants to go slow.
Happy anniversary, Ben.
He wants to go deep.
We're going to play Mike Schilt later. It's a new game I've just come up with.
Padres, I mean, you would have liked to see them trounce the White Sox all 3 games. I don't think any of us expected that to happen, but they got the series win. Yesterday's game got dicey at the end, but I think by far the most important development was 5 shutout innings from Michael King. Now, was it vintage Michael King?
It was not vintage.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it was vintage Michael King.
It was Ernest and Julio Gallo vintage wine
you're
for
not
him.
It had
a screw top on it.
Not going to turn down 5 shutout innings from anybody. And it was definitely a step in the right direction for Michael King. But 4 walks, still concerning. Lots of traffic. Had first and second, nobody out in the first 2 innings. Had to work his way out of both of those jams.
Teams better than the White Sox will punish those mistakes.
I couldn't agree more.
That would be your concern. But again, it was a much better performance than his previous start, in which he gave up 8 runs to the New York Mets and 4 home runs in that start. He kept the ball in the yard, got out of his jams, and said he felt a little bit better, as you would hope, making that progression, trying to get back to where he needs to be for the Padres to go where we would like them to go in the postseason, which, as we've said all year long, really requires a Michael King to be pitching like a Michael King in the playoffs. Will he get there? Will he not get there? I don't know the answer to that question. I mean, I could see it where he does. He locks in and pitches pretty well. I can see where it's just still a little too inconsistent, that he never had a chance to really find his groove. And, that could be devastating to the Padres coming up in October. But I will take it for now. 70 pitches, 43 strikes, not enough strikes, but 5 shutout innings for Michael King. Kept the ball in the yard. Did not give up any extra base hits. Definitely a step in the right direction.
Agreed.
Says Stephen Woods, eating. What are you eating?
Orange.
Eating an orange.
Thought you were going to bloviate for a while.
What's your thoughts?
As usual.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, getting out of jams, there's something to be said for it, but stop putting yourself in those jams. Like, attack the zone, let them, use your defense behind you. Don't need to be so fine. I know he's struggling with probably mechanics. It can be tweaked. We've seen guys make minor tweaks. We've seen Michael King make minor tweaks and figure it out. So I'm sure he and Ruben are going to be buddied up next to each other for the next few days at least. Now, do you get the sense they're going to let him start one more time and then be ready for game 2, or that it?
I would think we'll get at least a 3-inning type start, maybe on Friday, and his next. Would that be the next one? Yeah, or Saturday would be on regular rest in the rotation, just to try to stay a little sharp and get some more work in before a potential Wednesday start in game 2 of a wild card series.
I mean, it's weird though. Eric says a better team, he could have given up 8 again. Sure, but Adrian
Morejon had hung a pitch, he could have given up 3 right there because he left the bases loaded. There is a lot of randomness in a line score for a pitcher at the end of the game.
I watched Nestor Cortez decimate the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, yeah, of course, if you could pitch like that against the Dodgers every time, sometimes you just got to go your way, and it did for Michael King.
Now, the Padres only scored 3 runs, but we're seeing a lot of the guys in the lineup trending in a better direction.
Yes, agreed.
Does that really matter, though? Is how you're playing at the end of the regular season important to how you play in the postseason?
Everybody would say unequivocally, yes, of course.
Tell you what the numbers say about that coming up in hour number 2 of Ben and Woods next here on 97.3 The Fan. Hour number 2, Ben and Woods. And yes, we will talk a little SDFC. Craig Elsten's going to join us at 7:35. We will find a way to squeeze in the San Diego State Aztecs as well.
Congratulations,
Red
by
and
the
Black
way.
Nation.
Oh, my God.
As we all expected.
Oh, yeah.
On Friday, if you were listening to us.
And Thursday.
I said this was going to be a blowout.
We said.
Probably
if this
30,
is going,
40 to nothing.
This game is not going to be close.
Yeah.
We were all exactly right
Correct.
about that part of our prediction on Friday.
What?
It wasn't competitive. It was not.
What a win.
We said there was going to be a team that would be embarrassed on the field at
Yeah.
Snapdragon Stadium, and we were 100% right about that. So we'll
Signature.
We'll talk about
signature win, yeah?
How right we were coming up in Don't Do This.
Yeah, signature dub.
We were that correct about the Aztecs game coming up. But first, mentioned you guys, you sent me this chart yesterday.
Now, I'll just tell you guys, when I see charts and graphs, my eyes glaze over immediately. It's PTSD from being really bad at math, being in remedial math my whole life. Really, with the deadbeats and dregs of the earth was the math classes that I was in. Guys with the Van Halen jean jackets on, Marlboro Red. Like I was a math buffoon. I was in the remedial classes. My buddies would be like, "There he goes." It's not my jam. So I saw this yesterday. I go, well, this could be interesting. I think. Let me send it to our resident graph and math nerd, Ben Higgins. And I said, Ben, can you summarize this for me?
So don't feel so bad. It's a pretty obtuse graph.
Is it?
Paul's going to put it up
I
on
felt
the board.
the exact same way.
Okay, thank you. It's not just me.
It's just a bunch of dots. But
I didn't even respond when he said
a guy named David Morgan, not the Padres relief pitcher.
Well, he's down right now. It'd be fun if he was doing graphs and things.
Yeah, a statistician named David Morgan went back a decade just to see whether or not it was important to be playing well at the end of the season. Did that correlate to any playoff success at all?
Because when you talk about sports tropes, right, we always talk about tropes and things that you need, that every sports host and every fan, really, they will say this time of year, you got to be playing your best baseball when you head into October. You've heard it on this show. You'll hear it on Braden's show. You'll hear it on Gwen and Chris. You'll hear it across the street. Hey, man, we are not playing our best baseball. We are, quote, limping into the playoffs. We're screwed.
Now, what he found and what all these dots tell me and someone who's reading this graph, and is what he has suspected as well, it really doesn't correlate at all. Now, that's not to say that some teams that were playing well, which should be the dots on the right side of the graph, do advance deep into the playoffs and win World Series and get to the World Series and get to the LCS. The teams that are playing poorly, which are the dots on the left side of the graph, the ones that are like doing worse than they had most of the season, some of them go out early, but some of them go on and win the World Series.
So of these teams,
yes,
how long was this?
So this is the last 10 years since 2015.
So in the last 10 years, there was one team.
So that
dot, I'm looking at the blue dot.
Yeah, there's a blue dot that's way on the left. So that was the team, and I don't know which team it was. It might have been the Arizona. No, they were playing well at the end of the season. That was the team that was playing the absolute worst of any playoff team
Dodgers
going into the season, based on how they've been playing the first 5 months, and then the last month they really just played terrible baseball.
Lone blue dot. It was the team that was playing the worst
in the last 10
and
years,
they made it. They won the pennant. They went to the World Series.
Okay. Whereas the team that was playing the best, the green dot, they got eliminated in the division series. What it tells you is there's no correlation. Sometimes teams that limp into the playoffs go out quickly. Sometimes teams that limp into the playoffs win the World Series. Sometimes teams that are red hot going into the playoffs will go out early. And sometimes teams that are red hot into the playoffs go to or win the World Series. It doesn't really matter statistically how you are playing in the month of September with how you play in the month of October, which kind of, if you're a baseball fan, doesn't that actually make sense to you?
Yes.
Does how you're playing in July really affect how you're playing in August? When you go back and look at team-by-team records every month, you go, wow, Padres had a terrible June, but a really good May. Like, why is that? Were they a good team and then a not a good team? From month to month, teams just fluctuate fairly wildly. So having a bad September does not mean you're going to have a bad October, and having a good September doesn't mean you're going to have a good October. It could. Some teams have 2 bad months in a row.
Let me ask you guys this question, and don't look. What was the Padres' worst month of the season? The worst month. Was it March, April, May, June, July, August or September, just off the top of your head.
Right now, I would
the way you feel.
it's either June or September.
Okay, June,
May or September,
and September. Okay, June they were 13 and 15,
under 500,
under two games under.
That was
500.
their only full month under 500, right?
Paulie said May and September. May was 13 and 13. They were a 500 ball club. I was like, man, we had a rough August, but maybe it was just Manny. It was just Manny. They were 16 and 12 in August. Their worst month this year has been 13 and 15. I'm with you, fans. Yesterday, a guy tweeted, I haven't had fun watching this team one time this year. We're 14 games above 500. What the hell's happened to me? I go, you're right. I know. You're absolutely right. They're 14 games over 500. And it still doesn't feel like, oh, God, they've played their absolute best baseball, except for the 5-0 start in March, and then they finished April 14 and 11. So that's 19 and 11 for the first, month and a week of the season. Then they went 500. Then they went 2 games below 500. Then they went 5 games over 500 in July. Then they went 4 games over in August, and they're 9 and 10 in September. I think in all of our minds, we're 1 and 18 in September is how it feels. It's just not the case.
All you really need to make sure you do in the regular season is get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is, dicey for some teams. The team that we last week said, who's probably going to win it all? Probably a team like the Astros. If the playoffs started today,
they're out.
The Astros wouldn't even be in the playoffs. So you do have to make sure you get in. That's the one requirement to winning the World Series. Beyond that, I hate to make it sound like it's some random lottery. It's not. It's not a random lottery. The team that plays the best in October will have a really good chance at winning the World Series. Just doesn't correlate to the team that's playing the best in September or playing the best in the second half of the season. It's the team that rises to the occasion and plays the best in October that will win the World Series. Now, don't mistake my statistical, analysis for saying the Padres now are going to win the World Series. They're not necessarily. They're one of 12 teams that have an opportunity now to play their best in October. Maybe the Tigers, who have absolutely
limping,
are falling apart at the seams at the end of the season. They had a 15 game lead in the division. It's down to 1. They've lost their bye. They may lose their division title. They may have to play on the road in the first round of the playoffs. They could still win the World Series because how you're playing in September doesn't really affect how you're playing in October.
Yep.
That is what I am trying to tell you. Just because the Tigers had a bad month of September, they're still in it because they're going to get likely to the postseason unless they have another horrible week, which would then that would truly be the once in a millennium collapse.
Correct.
To take a 15-game lead, fritter it away in the last month plus of the season and not even make the playoffs would be insane.
And it's
looking
crazy.
at the standings is mind-boggling. When you look at the AL Central, the Tigers are 1 and 9 in their last 10. Meanwhile, the Guardians 9 and 1.
Bananas, man.
Absolutely storming for that playoff spot.
So I saw a comment in the chat last Friday, and it actually, now you guys know, man, Friday 10:01 comes, I am checked out for a few hours. And it actually got me to look up when I got home. Something to the effect of, well, with this team's payroll, we are way underperforming. And I thought, okay, way underperforming. 14 games over 500. At the time, we were 12, I think, or 11. 12. And I said, okay. So I went and I pulled up the top payrolls for the year. Any guesses on who the top payroll in 2025 belongs to?
That would be the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Indeed. Yeah. They are leading their division. So we get a little ding. Yep. Good job. The New York Mets are the second highest payroll. They may not make the playoffs.
They're
so
underperforming.
We do not get it. Yeah. The New York Yankees are the third. They're in. Philadelphia Phillies are the fourth. They're in. The Toronto Blue Jays are the fifth. They're in. The Chicago Cubs are the sixth. They're in. The San Diego Padres come in at number 7. They're in. The Atlanta Braves, out. The Giants, out. The Red Sox, still not in yet, right?
85 could get in.
Could get in.
Got a mix of sounds from Paulie.
So again, I'm looking at, okay, 7th highest payroll. We're going to be a 5 seed.
Yeah.
Are we under?
That's about where they should be based on
commensurate
their
with.
payroll.
So I
Yeah.
looked at it and I went, all right, like, why aren't I having more fun with this? Like, why aren't I having more fun and being a little bit prideful about my team? And not you, me. Why aren't this is for me?
We've gotten a little spoiled the last few years.
I don't
with
even
some
feel
amazing
spoiled.
teams.
I really don't feel spoiled. I feel like spoiled would have been making the playoffs in 2023 and going on a run with a generational type player like Juan Soto, who had a ridiculous year, right? That would have been, then you would have been spoiled.
No, the Padres have raised expectations levels. No doubt about that.
Correct.
Like if this had happened in 2020 when the 2020 team wasn't even that great.
No.
They had a good 2 months and we were all really, really, really excited about them making the playoffs, but it's because they hadn't been for so long.
Correct.
And then 2022, after missing in 2021, that felt really, really great.
Yes.
2024 was fun because they missed in 2023, but now they've been to the playoffs. This is the first time back-to-back years Padres going to go to the playoffs since 2005, 2006, and those teams didn't do anything in the playoffs either, so you didn't really have much in the way of expectation.
K-Law says it's because we had so many chances to take the division but didn't.
I feel that.
I can feel a little bit of that, but also I feel I can't really move the goalposts on myself. Beginning of the year, looking at this team, I said 81 and 81. I did. And I kind of meant it. When I looked up and down the lineup and I looked at the starting pitching, I went, I didn't know this bullpen was going to be absurd. I didn't. I thought we'd be pretty good. But I said, we don't have enough offensive firepower. We got Connor Joe in the lineup. We got Jason Hayward in the lineup. We got Yuli Gurriel. We got Martin. Those combined age of those guys is 400 years old. And I said, well, this is a playoff team? No, they're a 500 team. That was my own thought. And here they are, 14 games over 500. There are some cracks. No question there's some cracks. Michael King is a crack. Dylan Cease is a huge crack. Yu Darvish is a crack. You have starting pitching problems. I get it. But I think commensurate with what they spent and commensurate with what my expectations were, I feel like I should be a little bit more fired up.
They certainly spent a lot in terms of capital in their organization.
Indeed, which has never bothered me.
To make sure they
never
got there,
bothered me.
and they did. They made sure they got there with the moves they made at the trade deadline.
They have spent capital before, and it led to nothing. So, like, I now know that I'm going into the playoffs with Mason Miller and Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano on my team. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I have a better shot. So, the division, I never expected to win the division, ever. I never once this season thought, I'm going to win the division, especially at the beginning of the year. Yeah, it was there. It was there for the taking, certainly. But the Dodgers could have put the division out of reach in June if they wanted to. They played like ass, too.
And as we just went through, had they won the division, wouldn't really change their odds of winning the World Series very much. Yes, they get a home first-round series as opposed to a road series, but after that, would have been kind of on the same path as the LA Dodgers. So that's not a huge deal, not winning your division.
It would have been cool for us to say.
It would have just been cool.
Yeah.
Now, Ray in the chat says 2025 Padres greater than 2024 Padres.
Not win-loss wise.
It was weird, though. I was thinking the same thing earlier in this segment, actually, just to myself. I was thinking, because you were talking about the moments, and it hasn't been that, you don't feel like it's been that exciting. There hasn't been a lot of special moments this year watching this team, and I agree with that. Last year, totally different. Had all the vibes and all the walk-offs and all the great wins. But this year, I still feel like on paper, at least like their ceiling, I think this team is better than the team last year that did lose in the playoffs. But heading into that series, we all thought this team should be in contention for a World Series.
You guys remember that on our playoff roster last year, Nick Ahmed was on it? Do you remember?
Holy crap.
Do you remember that Tyler Wade was on it? Brandon Lockridge was on it? We missed Jurickson Profar here. There's no question. He is we
missed last year's Jurickson Profar.
Correct. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I'd say Ramon Laureano is
pretty
better
damn
than
good.
even last year's Jurickson Profar.
Pretty good. Yeah. I mean, you're looking at
we miss Dylan Cease pitching like Dylan Cease. We've missed,
but Dylan
Michael
Cease did
King.
nothing. He did nothing in the playoffs.
He didn't. But in the regular season, the reason they won 93 games is Dylan Cease pitched better last year. Michael King was
there.
Healthy all year. Joe Musgrove was healthy all year. That was the difference between last year's team and this year's team, which I think Paulie's right. This year's team has a higher ceiling and better players overall than last year's team. had more pitching injuries.
Like
to
they're
deal
not
with.
playing better, but if everybody got hot and he started feeling better about it, like I do think that this roster is better than last year's roster.
And Viva Padres nailed it. His profile in the second half last year was tough, and in the playoffs,
that man carried us in the first half.
In the playoffs too. And I remember being pretty upset that Schilt would not move him out of the top because he was dying up there. And I'm like, we can't get anything going. And listen, we hope we don't have those same conversations here in 10 days or so.
Kyle Higashioka was a stunning revelation for the Padres with the power that he provided last
Much
year.
like Gavin Sheets is this year.
Kind of, yeah.
You know?
Different positions, but similar, surprising power contributions.
Yeah, it's nuts,
for
man.
the Padres
So
that kind of offset each other.
As soon as they clinch, I now realize we're in the playoffs. I'm excited. You know, you do what you want to do. If you want to watch it with a cautious or a cynical eye, that is up to you. I know that it ratchets up in October. I know it does. I know that the guys on our team care about playing in October very much. I did sit there and think about it. Holy cow, 14 games over 500, and everyone is furious. So, like, it was interesting. It was an interesting. I actually talked about it in therapy, Ben, on Friday.
Really?
No joke. I talked.
It's not a bad topic, actually.
I had it. She asked me, why is this time of year stressful for you? And I said, well, if your team is in the playoffs, you're automatically just stressed. And she said, why? And I said, because you want them to do well. And I said, if you don't do well, your season's done and the ride ends, man. The trip is over. And nobody wants the trip to be over. You want the trip to reach its final conclusion. And I said, you have a swath of listeners that are like, told you so, idiots. Then you have a swath that are super disappointed and heartbroken. You know, that's kind of where I would be. And I said, it's hard to navigate. You know, this time of year is just a hard one to navigate. And so we literally spent 30 of 45 minutes talking about the Padres.
Well, I think that's wise, because the emotion of your team leaving the playoffs and the season ending is grief. You're grieving. Someone didn't die, but in a way,
but your dreams did.
Something that was important to you, which was the Padres season, something you spent a lot of time with,
162,
that you had a lot of enjoyment from, is taken from you abruptly. And sometimes unexpectedly, and that really hurts to someone. If you care about something and it's taken away from you, you're going to feel bad about it.
Exactly.
And if you think it could happen, you're going to fear it, and it's going to be stressful that it's going to be taken away from you.
She asked me what my perfect day is in this time of year, and I said, the perfect day is your team plays the early game, they win, and then you just get to sit and hate watch or enjoy other teams' misfortunes. She said that's a very she's not a sports person. So she goes, that's a pretty twisted way to live. I go, oh yeah, it's like insanely twisted, but this is the reality. So I'm trying to explain to her why I'm a little bit more on edge, you know, that day in her office Friday, and why I will be for the next, you know, hopefully month. Hopefully.
All right, we got to take a timeout. When we come back, it's Don't Do This. And you know what?
It's on us.
We will wear it. We will wear it
Gladly.
For Red and Black Nation. Coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
New week, new opportunity to head down to San Diego's best, most comfortable, easiest to get to card room. That, of course, Woods, is 7 Mile Casino.
That's right. Head on down, play some California-style blackjack, some Texas Hold'em, some Pai Gow, or some Baccarat. Have a delicious meal. You could even take a date there if you're so inclined. Good food. They got little booths, kind of romantic booths off to the side. Sit and have a little meal. Go play some cards.
I think it'd be the right kind of date.
Yeah.
But, and ladies, you know, you take your guy there. That might be a kind of fun date as well. At 7 Mile Casino, you enjoy the patio, have a cocktail. If you're watching games, important week for sports watching. They've got TVs all throughout the establishment, and there's no long drive that you have to sit through 45 minutes or more to the East County and then back. It is so close, so easy to get to, Woods. You just hop on the 5 freeway, head south toward Chula Vista, get off at E Street, stay on the west side. That's Bay Boulevard. You're pulling right into 7 Mile Casino. Find a parking spot, walk in, get some chips, and sit down at one of the tables right in front of you. We've been talking about it for years. You're going to love it. Check it out today. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Now we got Craig Elsten coming up at the bottom of the hour, so let's get right to it. Don't Do This is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. And we're just going to do a 2-for-1 today. Don't do this, Ben. Don't do this, Woods. For maybe one of our worst college football takes of the year. And that was last week as we talked about San Diego State football and how they were going to get bodied by a 3-0 Cal team that was coming in with a hot quarterback that had looked very impressive in their first 3 games.
Favored by 2 touchdowns.
They were, got up to over 2 touchdowns by the final, probably because we had been talking it up so much. We pushed the line up from like 12 and a half to 14, saying, hey, everybody put your money on Cal. We apologize, and we will wear the Don't Do This today. Because not only did San Diego State find a way to cover, not only did San Diego State find a way to win, San Diego State dominated Cal on Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. So much so that when I saw the score, I had to do a double take. Did you get that wrong? Did you reverse that? 34-0. That's the 34 goes on Cal, right? And the 0 goes on San Diego State. San Diego State dominated that game. Cal played terribly. San Diego State was sharp. They scored 2 defensive touchdowns. They were everything that Sean Lewis had kind of been promising they were going to be. And we didn't believe it. And we will wear this one. Congratulations to the Aztecs.
Unreal.
On what could be a signature performance. Now, they gave away tons of tickets last week to try to get people into the stands. They announced the attendance over 30,000. The turnstiles were more like 21,000. So it wasn't full, but you did have some butts in the seats. And butts that I would imagine were pretty happy that they were in those seats to see that kind of performance.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game that can be a difference maker for a college football program. We'll see what they do from here, but they needed that so badly, Woods. They needed that so badly.
Yeah, I watched the first 15, 20 minutes of it, and I put the kids down, then passed out myself. But, yeah, they look like a different team. I mean, again, the week off, certainly helped them, Benny, and they looked like they came to play. Defense was nasty. They were flying to the ball, pressuring the quarterback. They were running the football really well. I like this Denegal kid. I do. I said it since the get-go. He looked really, really good. That is, I believe it said it's their biggest margin. It's their first shutout against a current team from a power conference since beating Oregon State in 1975, guys. It was their largest victory margin against a team from a power conference ever.
Well, think about this. They outperformed the spread by
40,
almost 50 points.
Yes, correct.
I mean, that's like
kudos.
That would be like Sacred Heart beating Alabama. I mean, that's like when you're a 50-point underdog to outperform a spread by 50 points. You don't ever see that in college football. That is a shocking outcome on a night like that. And it was San Diego State that pulled it off. And now they will see how they can build off of that and create some momentum. You know, they haven't started conference play.
Right.
There's nowhere they can't go at this point. I mean, you know, all of a sudden, instead of being at the bottom of the Mountain West, they got to feel like they've got to be a contender. If they can do that to Cal, they should be able to do that to the Mountain West teams that they're going to be playing against. Now it's a matter of consistency. Can you find consistency going forward? But that was a shockingly impressive performance, and they deserve all the
Should
kudos
we have
this morning.
Sean Lewis on the show this week to
He
help
wants to come
promote
on.
your team?
If he wants to come on. Now, they're not playing a home game this week. They play at Northern Illinois. This is the kind of game that you'll be favored by quite a bit now. Can you
imagine losing to Northern Illinois,
can you
man?
follow that up? That would be very depressing.
One of my friends texted me. I want to say he said the Aztecs are 1.5 point favorites.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
No, dogs. 1.5 point dogs to open the week
at Northern Illinois. Did no one watch the game on Saturday night?
Right.
Well, hey, we can set ourselves up again saying, bet the Aztecs, and when they lose, you can blame us.
I think you said in our last segment, what'd you call it, Woodsy? A statement win?
Yeah.
I think it depends. It's a statement win if you do something with it.
Yeah, you got to do something with it.
If you lose the next week, Northern Illinois, I don't know that anybody really remembers.
Kind of goes back to where you were, back to 500. So,
all right, so we both get a don't do this. So let's go right to do this.
DD mega do.
This was pretty fun. Another kind of lost season for Mike Trout. He was healthier this year, though, although the Angels didn't do anything, but healthy enough that he reached a major career milestone on Saturday, hitting his 400th career home run. And it was not a cheapie. 480-foot shot at Coors Field. Of course, at Coors Field, you want to get that ball back. So what are you going to do to trade? Are you going to sign a bat? Find the fan, ask him, hey, what would you trade this for? And the fan who had the ball said, I'll absolutely give it back to Mike Trout. He was there with his family, but he had one very special request. Wasn't merchandise or memorabilia. He wanted to play a game of catch with Mike Trout on the field.
I believe he got some merch.
He did. They gave him merch as well, but that was like the deal. That was the deal clincher. It was to get a game of catch with Mike Trout.
Hey, Mike,
and he got it.
You want to have a catch? So good.
I would like to. I think that's a great trade-off. Whenever a fan catches a ball, playing catch on the field, like let's make that the norm. How cool is that?
I like that. He's like, I want to have play catch with you. And Mike Trout's like, yeah, sure. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, this is so badass. And then I noticed Mike Trout's not even wearing a glove. And I thought there's no one there that can flip him one.
Am I going to hurt you with this? I'll be fine.
He's like, no, I'll just do it with my bare hands. And he just has a catch with this dude. All right. So who would you want to have catch with?
Ooh. I'd be so nervous.
You know mine. Would you?
Manny?
Oh, God. Yeah,
Manny.
Manny. Well, no, I don't want to have a catch with Manny. I want to go play first while Manny takes grounders and slings them over to first. That's what I want to do.
Fun.
To actually be there when he, does his jump throws.
The problem is that if we did it with Manny or Jake, or they'd humiliate us. They'd want to make us look bad.
Some of us would be okay. Some of us wouldn't.
Well, maybe.
I think I'd be okay.
I think I'd be all right. I can play first. I can catch the ball.
Manny slings one over at top speed and kind of skips it a little short on purpose.
If he short hops it, I might be in trouble, but I'm going to try to make the play. Look,
I'm going to trust that he won't short hop.
I think he's going to do it on purpose.
He worked with Eric Hosmer, dude. All I have to do is I back into foul territory and I do a big swipe tag, and if I get it, I get it.
Close your eyes, turn your head, and just swipe it. See what happens.
I would love that, man. I would love to play catch and just shag his throws.
I've told the story many times when Tim Flannery tossed me a glove before a game at Qualcomm Stadium and goes, "There's no one out here. I need you to warm me up. I'm about to throw BP." And I thought, I am playing catch with a former big leaguer on the field at Qualcomm Stadium. This is so cool.
That's the coolest. You think Schulte would let us do that in spring training?
How about Mason Miller?
No.
That's what your fantasy camp's for.
That's true.
Ben,
Manny's not there yet.
No, I do not want to catch Mason Miller throwing at 50% speed.
If we covered you head to toe in protective catcher's gear,
Could you catch a heater?
Could you catch one pitch?
If I'm wearing my
from
seal,
Mason Miller?
like the Seals goalie get up, maybe
$50,000 if you can catch the ball. Can you catch one?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I could either.
I think you don't even see it. I think your glove's on your left side. It's going to hit you right in the chest, and you're going to fly backwards about 10 feet.
Yeah, it's a great bid. I thought Mike Trout was really cool for that, and that was a good ask. It was a good ask. It wasn't too intrusive. Like,
is everyone going to ask for it now?
Yes, yeah, everyone's going to do this.
think
bid
so
now.
too.
You know how it goes.
It is. That's don't and do this for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, bad news. The record 7-game road winning streak for SDFC is over. Good news. The 8-game unbeaten road streak continues. We'll talk a little soccer and a little Padres with our friend Craig Elsten, host of the Padres Hot Tub podcast. That is coming up when we come back with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I want to remind you, we're getting down to the end of September, and if you haven't made the decision to start changing your life by losing weight, this is a great time to do it, because if you start the SDFatLoss.com program now, by the time we get to the holidays, you can be down 20 or 30 pounds, 10 to 20% of your body weight before Thanksgiving. Think about that. No New Year's resolutions necessary. You'll already be in your best shape in years if you start the program now. There's nothing getting in your way. Kids are back in school. You can focus on yourself for a little bit and do it in a sustainable way that loses weight quickly. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days when I did the program 2 summers ago. You get to eat real food. You don't have to buy any bars or mixes. They don't have any meals that you buy from them. You just go to the grocery store, make your own food. Chicken, steak, vegetables. That's what I ate a lot of when I lost my weight. You can do the same thing. No exercise necessary, no injections. And then when you lose the weight, because you've been losing it this way that speeds up your metabolism and is based on real foods, it's so much easier to maintain and keep the weight off. I've kept the weight off for 2 years. Schedule your free consultation now at SDFatLoss.com. And when you do, make sure you mention my name, Ben from Ben and Woods, because in the month of September, ending September 30th, you're going to get $200 off the program. San Diego's best weight loss program. I've done it. Tony Gwynn Jr. is doing it now. Chris Ello did it. Matt Scraby. We've gone through the program. We've all had success. You're next at SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Yeah, we all know it somewhere in our heads, but as Woods just said, 1 week from tomorrow, Padres will be playing a playoff game.
Crazy, man.
Woo! 1 week from tomorrow.
Time to turn up.
And yes, we may know where they're heading, most likely Chicago. We could know that within the next couple of days, actually, if things break the way we kind of expect. But we won't know until Sunday after all the games are played is when Major League Baseball will release the actual schedule. So start times, TV options, those come out Sunday, late afternoon, early evening for all the wild card series games. So we'll find out whether it's a day game or a night game in Chicago, mid-afternoon, mid-evening game. Certainly it kind of depends on which 4 teams are hosting the wild card series and where in the country they are located.
Correct.
Chicago could be one of the more easternmost, one of the more westernmost, depending on, which teams end up there. It looks like right now going to be more of the East Coast centered teams hosting in the wild card round. At the moment, if you took the wild card, the Dodgers would be the most West Coast team that would host in the wild card round. And then everywhere else is probably more Eastern because the Mariners now would have a bye. So you wouldn't have the West winner be a wild card team in that case. So we'd find out. But Chicago could be the New York Yankees hosting in the wild card round, could be the Detroit Tigers. So I don't know how they decide when those games are going to be played.
That early day game at Wrigley could be a possibility, which is fine by me. Get this thing over with.
Early in the day.
Get it over with early.
One way or the other.
I'm not trying to sit around and wait all day and watch the game. I just get myself into a tizzy.
All right, we got Craig Elsten standing by. We'll get to him right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Jack in the Box. Guys, we've got some slick roadways thanks to scattered showers around the county, so you definitely want to take that into consideration. Leave a little extra time for travel. Several problems go along with that. In fact, double trouble on southbound 15. You got to crash past Friars Road in the center divide. Then another accident just up ahead at the 8th. That's over the right shoulder. Stalled car in the slow lane, South 5, right before Civic Center. This is in the downtown area. Also, a few problems in the North County. Eastbound 78 before Nordahl Road. We have reports of a mattress in the left lane. Westbound 78's got a collision on the Emerald Drive off-ramp. A couple vehicles involved. It's over the right shoulder. And traffic alert remains in effect. South 5 coastline past Barcelona. 2 left lanes are blocked for investigation of an overnight fatal accident. Happened around 12:15 this morning. Your hunt for the perfect breakfast sandwich is over. Jack in the Box's sourdough scramblers starting at $3.49 come with toasted sourdough, scrambled eggs, melty cheese, and your choice of hickory, smoked bacon, or grilled sausage. Boy, I'd love one of those in my belly right now. Then does you one better by being available all day. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, joined now by someone who appreciates a good Padres playoff appearance because he remembers how few and far between they were earlier in our life. Yeah, Craig Elsten is with us here on 97.3 The Fan. We would have died for limping into the playoffs back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, 14 games. Yeah, 14 games over 500.
Leading us to a wild card spot.
Yeah, you would have been elated. You would have been elated. Do you think we're spoiled now, Craig? That's what Ben said a little bit earlier. I was like, I don't know. I don't really feel spoiled per se.
You know, sometimes I think it's really important show prep for me to listen to your 7 o'clock segment while I'm walking the dog. And I heard your guys' emotional discussion of like, why don't we feel better? The Padres are good. Why don't we feel better? Guys, I think I have a very simple, fact-based explanation for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
28-6. 28-6. The Padres started the season 14-3. And then from the last week of July through about the second week of August, they went 14-3. 2 separate 14-3 packets.
Yep.
That's 28-6. The rest of the season is 57-65. That's 122 games of 8 games under 500 baseball, 34 games of 22 games over 500 baseball, and the 6 games we have left to play. So for 3/4 of the season, the Padres have presented as an 8 games under 500 team.
Yeah.
And for basically 1 month, they presented as the best team in baseball. This is why our feelings contradict with the numbers.
Yeah, it's like I told Schulte on Friday, though. I said, you bookend the season the way you started it, you're a World Series champion. Period. The end.
Right.
You know it's in you. You've got it in you. You've done it before.
They need their third stretch now.
You got better.
That's it.
13 wins gets you a World Series.
Yeah,
So a 14 and
you got better
3 stretch,
players.
you will dominate in the playoffs.
You got better players now than you did then. Period. The end. There's no debate on that. You got better players, better personnel, better defined roles and things like that. There's no reason you can't. You know, there's no reason. The only reason you can't is you. That's it. It's on you and your team. It's right there in front of you. You know you've got it in you, and we'll see. But I'm starting to feel the tingles, Craig, for playoff baseball on Tuesday, buddy.
Well, you know, there's positive signs, right? Jackson Merrill is hitting like he did at the end of last year. And, you know, there was a stretch of 2-3 months where probably he was recovering from a traumatic brain injury and trying to play through it. And he did not look like the guy that he's looking like now, which is a player that could, I mean, if he has a hot week, he could finish with 20 homers, which is wild because he was at 9 like a couple weeks ago. So that's great. O'Hearn locking in, that's great. And now is where I need to remind everybody that the Padres 100% are facing a left-handed, control-minded starter in Game 1 and Game 2 against the Cubs.
Boyd and Imanaga.
Yeah, they're going to see Imanaga and they're going to see Boyd.
Yep.
In those first 2 starts. So it's a fascinating thing that's been continuing all year. And that's why the guy I'm going to pay the most attention to this week is Xander Bogaerts, because he's the right-handed bat that can balance out the lineup a little bit. No matter how hot Merrill, O'Hearn, and the rest of the lefties are, you know you're facing tough lefties. They're going to kind of counteract what your strengths are. But if Bogaerts can come back and be strong, and of course, if Manny could hit some balls, that would be huge.
If he could get some balls to go out of the yard, again, if hitting warning track home runs was cool, he'd be Miles Davis after this weekend. I mean, he was getting into some balls that just weren't going, Craig. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come for him as well. But, you know, fairly encouraging. Like I said last week, I think you said the same thing. I'm not going to overreact either way if you handle business against the White Sox, but they did. So feels a little bit better. Magic number down to 1.
Yeah, and we'll see what this week brings, right? I mean, the Brewers could be a little bit division celebration hungover this evening. That would be delightful, in which case maybe the Padres can be playoff hungover on Tuesday, and that would be okay. That would be okay by me as well. You know, there's really only a couple of things to focus on this week. The wins and losses would be great. Xander getting back, how Michael King looks on Friday, how you looks in his last start, everybody getting healthy. That's kind of it right now. And then it's buckle in and let's get ready for the playoffs.
Craig, let me ask you, because depending on what happens in the next couple of days, you know, if the Padres do win tonight, or, win a couple and the Cubs lose again, you could find yourself in that very interesting scenario where you're a game or two back. And do you then chase trying to tie the Cubs, which would give you the opportunity to host those games, which there's value to that for sure. But if you chase after it and you use, more of your relievers than you wanted to and more of your starters than you wanted to, you could also backfire on you and you don't get there. Or even if you do get there, you've kind of tired yourself out. How would you approach these last games, especially if the Cubs or even the Dodgers, lost a couple this week and all of a sudden it's like, wait, is the division still in play? Is the wild card hosting series still in play? That could be a very interesting thing for Mike Schilt and AJ Preller this week.
I'll say the same thing I said on last night's Padres Hot Tub, Ben, and it's kind of similar to the question you asked me last week. You asked about the Dodgers, race, and I said, well, it depends on these 3 games. Can the Padres gain 2 games while LA plays Philly and we play the Mets? As a point of fact, we lost ground. So that was over. The exact same thing is in place here. The Cubs need to get swept in their next series. And if that happens, and I believe they play the Mets, if the Cubs get swept by the Mets, the Padres take 2 of 3 from Milwaukee. You're a game back. You do have the tiebreak in that situation. It really puts Mike Schilt in a pickle, Ben. I think you nailed a very interesting discussion topic because I don't think he wants to go whole hog against the Diamondbacks in the last weekend. I think he wants to rest every one of his starters at least one game along the way, but you're almost forced to if you get within a game. So I really think it's almost as simple as check back on Thursday and see where it is. But they're almost doing him a favor if they don't, because it's going to completely change the last 3 games.
All right, Craig, let's shift gears to a little SDFC talk from over the weekend. The winning streak on the road came to an end, but they did get the point in the standings. They remained in first place with 57 points in the Western Conference, 3 games remaining. Got another goal from Anders Dreyer, who continues to make his MVP push. How do you see this playing out the rest of the season? What did you see? I didn't get a chance to watch the game on Saturday night on the road in Atlanta, or Saturday afternoon, but kind of give us an update on where they stand.
As far as the match itself, it was a tale of 2 halves. In the first half, the Cremados were good. They played pretty well. They took advantage of 1 turnover. They turned it into a goal. They took the lead, and they brought it into the half. The second half, they were just not very good. They conceded possession a lot. They were trailing the ball a lot. Atlanta put a bunch of shots on goal. And honestly, CJ Dos Santos is the reason why they leave Georgia with a point.
Yep.
And they get that 57th point that ties them with LAFC for the greatest expansion season of all time. So it was not a beautiful performance. It was just okay. Getting the point was great. Kind of similarly, Wave up in Portland, they finally scored. They broke a 400-plus minute scoreless streak, but they conceded late. They got a point. So that was just okay. But, for SDFC, almost similarly to the Padres, you're kind of, you're in. You're in. You've already clinched. First place is nice, but you're probably not going to win the Shield unless Philadelphia falls apart. So it's really about just finding your form. And I think the big question right now for SDFC, Pellegrino has started the last couple of matches at center forward. Corey Baird has gotten a little bit of time, but there's still just not been any answer at the 9 for SDFC. So I'm wondering if new Papa Marcus Ingvartsen is going to make a late season appearance and try and save that position, or if SDFC is just going to kind of go without a number 9 post Milanowski the rest of the year.
Yeah, the way I read it, Darren told us on Friday that if they finish first in the West, it does get him into the CONCACAF Champions League. So
that's true.
That's worth
true.
Pursuing, but they're only 2 games ahead, or 2 points ahead of Vancouver, and Vancouver has 2 games in hand. So even if San Diego FC won their last 3 matches, they could still easily end up in second place. They don't control their destiny, which means you don't necessarily need to go all out for it. It's not in your control anymore.
Whole hog is
whole
correct.
Hog, yeah.
It's one of my
kind of
favorite sayings.
Similar to the Padres at this point. Like, you can control what you can control, but you can't control that.
Come on down to Dago Cycles. Crank your whole hog.
Crank your whole hog with us. Yes.
Whoa.
Good. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, hey, get some form at home. That's what I'm really looking for is can they take care of San Jose, stay undefeated again in California teams? That's a really cool thing for your first year.
Oh, yeah.
Go undefeated against all California teams, be the Cali champs, and find that form at home. I think that's the only thing as a supporter that I'm a little nervous about is that the offense just kind of hasn't been there at home for the most part. Let's see that get turned up a little bit and see them keep the roll going. This could be quite an October. It really could.
It really could.
Quite in October.
More playoff stress for Woods.
Yes,
two
here
fronts.
we go. 2 fronts. But finding your form at home, I mean, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, Craig. We're talking about the exact same thing right now for our soccer team and our baseball team. Excited, man. This is the good time of year. This is the good stuff.
It's the great stuff. Check out Padres Hot Tub and the Chromaniacs. We've got fresh podcasts out talking about everything. And you've been watching Task, Woodsy?
I have not started Task because I've been a whole hog onto Black Rabbit.
On Black Rabbit.
Oh,
yeah.
my
Black
God.
Rabbit is great.
It's excellent.
Black Rabbit is terrific, but so is Task. I think it's the next great HBO drama.
Good.
It reminds me of Heat in some
I mean,
ways.
you know
because
I'm
it's-
in.
Yeah, it's one pursuing the other and then coming, closer together. Absolutely love it. Check out Crossing Streams later this week. We're going to review the Alien Earth finale coming up on Wednesday. That's been a great show too.
That I did not see.
When we
Go
talk to you
figure.
next Monday, it'll be playoff eve, and we'll be in all of our feelings. So we'll talk
Here
to
we
you then,
go.
Craig. Thank you very much.
Can't wait, guys. Take care.
All right, Craig Elsten with us. We'll come back. We will reset the show as we get ready for the second half of Ben and Woods, including Take on Woods, opportunity to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas, and Dennis Lynn, our Linsider. Does sound like Xander Bogaerts is coming back, as Craig mentioned, so we'll get an update on what went on in the road trip and how Xander is in his rehab as he comes
What is
back.
rehab?
Rehab.
What is a
coming back.
rehab?
Coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station.
You
97.3
have your
The Fan.
pab, and then sometimes you need to repab it.
I got to repab my foot. All right, we are halfway home on a Monday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Lovely to be here with all of you guys. A lot of celebrations and things of that nature. Happy anniversary to my wife, Hannah. 8 years married and happy every single day. Never an issue, right? Never. Always fun. Each day better than the next. Wrong. It's the wrong wedding song. It's the same name. But we had
Every Part of Me.
Every Part of Me
by Hannah Montana.
by Steve, by the great Steve Earle, is ours. But happy anniversary, babe! Driving the kids to school. You know, then we had my birthday, we got Paulie's birthday just passed, my anniversary, and then we go around the room, and it stops on this guy to my left. The next birthday. Well, actually, today is Damon Turgeon's birthday. He's one of our tier ones and asked me for a birthday shout out. Turns 41 years old.
Happy birthday.
Now you got the big 5-0 coming up. You're looking a little resigned.
I mean, yeah.
Should we tell everybody what happened? How you've already blown your whole thing?
Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Well, are you blaming me?
Kind of.
Why?
I just feel like it's your fault. I feel like I feel like it's your fault that your surprise party got blown. I really do. I'm
just asked too many questions.
Just have this out on the air. So a couple weeks ago, I said, "Well, happy birthday, Luis." He says his birthday's today. He's 45. A couple weeks ago on the air, we're talking, and I asked you the same question. Your 50th is coming up, right?
Correct.
And I said, What are you going to do? Because I had mine laid out. And I really did my wife a great service by just planning my own and being like, I'm leaving. I'm going to Manchester to see Oasis. I love you. And all I needed from her, my gift from her was her being supportive. And she could not have been more supportive. She was a legend. Got me all kinds of gear for it. It was the greatest. I got Liam Gallagher shoes and glasses. It was amazing. It set me on my way. And I think somewhere inside her, she was like, thank God. Thank God. So that's what I needed from her. So I asked you on the air and you said, well, I've been told don't plan anything. And I go, okay. So I reached out to your mom. I said, what is happening? You know, and we started talking about some special birthday celebrations, a surprise party or something, if you will. She goes, I know him. He doesn't really like surprises. I go, I know. He doesn't like surprises. And I said, he probably has an inkling there is one, though, because he's turning 50. It's not just another birthday. It's a big one.
Have you ever had a surprise party?
Yeah, Hannah had one for me on my 40th.
Really?
That was amazing.
Were you surprised?
No.
Yeah.
But we had the Kenny Powers. We had the Kenny Powers theme. It was genius. It was genius. And we fight about it all the time. She goes, you were such a that day. And I said, yeah, I probably was turning 40 and, you know, whatever. But then last week, we're all sitting in the prod studio and Ben goes, I go, what are you doing over there? Let's get this thing cut and get out of here. He goes, oh, I'm just working on the guest list for my surprise party. I go, you son of a bitch. You did it. God. So you ruined it.
I didn't ruin it.
You ruined it.
I didn't. I
did.
don't want anyone to go to any massive trouble for me.
It's not your call. It's not your call.
But I
51
felt like
birthdays. You can do whatever you want next year.
I'm looking
50th.
I'm very excited for the party. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't causing stress. My mom is putting it together,
right,
but she doesn't have like the contact information of people and stuff.
Guess who was helping her?
You were trying, but you don't know. I mean, I've got different kind of groups.
I gave her what I got.
I know, but we still had to give other people and try to get everyone together. And I just wanted to make sure it went as smoothly as possible. I like things to be easy for everybody. There was no way. I just don't think there's any chance
that anyone could sneak one past
walk
you.
Me into, and unless you did it like 4 months early, and you really caught me off guard.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. All right, come on in, everybody. Here we go. No,
that you were gonna write anywhere around your 50th birthday.
No,
we're just gonna. Where are we going? Where are you going? Where are we meeting? Oh, we're just going over to your parents. You know, whatever. It doesn't. There's no chance. I think that I was going to be caught off guard around.
You could
my
still
50th
shut
birthday.
up and just
if you just shut up and just had fun with it.
Does that make it better?
Yes.
If you're attending a surprise party, Do you love the idea of actually surprising the person and giving them a heart attack?
Somebody
as they walk
does.
in?
People that put that on.
Yeah.
People that went through the time and
he's
effort.
out here like now he's in charge of the guests. Now the last thing you're supposed to do on your 50th birthday is be the co-party planner.
I'm not sending out any invitations. I'm not doing any of the party planning. That's all being done for me. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to just enjoy myself when the time comes. I just wanted to make sure that it's not, a hassle for anybody.
It's not your call to see if everyone's okay. You're supposed to be pampered. You're supposed to be taken care of. We're supposed to take care of you. That's our job.
I feel very well taken care of. I don't feel stressed.
Paulie, I don't believe him.
I don't believe him.
I don't believe him even a little.
I would be so uneasy. Like if I didn't know anything and it was getting close, that would not be good. I'd be uncomfortable. I would be unhappy. You don't want me to be unhappy, do you? Like not knowing it was coming? That would be
yes.
terrifying.
That's what we all wanted. Hence the surprise
so you really
party.
Want it to be all about you and your enjoyment of making me uncomfortable on my birthday.
It's about you being surprised.
I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to be uncomfortable.
I think you would really like a surprise party.
I don't think you know me that well there.
I think you would like a surprise party if you let yourself. Did you have to RSVP to your own party?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
I saw your name on the list. Now, it begs the question, and Paulie and I had this conversation literally last night via DM. What do you get this clown who doesn't want to? It's like being, how he's my work wife because he doesn't listen to me. He's also my work dad because my dad's the same thing. Nothing for me. I don't need anything. Okay, I know you don't need anything. What do you want?
You know what?
Nothing.
You know what?
Nothing.
Surprise me.
I hate you.
F you, buddy.
I'm going to need that cross off your back because we need the wood over here, all right? Just a bunch of martyrs, man. Just nothing for me, thanks. I'm just going to carry this cross across
little old me.
Old me. I don't deserve anything. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, I sent you. I've got your Christmas presents locked up.
Paulie got it locked up. He sent it to me last night.
You.
It's unbelievable.
But it doesn't work for your birthday. It's got to be your Christmas present.
Yep.
But
it's unbelievable.
It's going to be a banger. And Woodsy goes, "Oh, that's amazing. Like, what about his birthday?" I'm like, "No,
I have no idea.
This is Christmas. I have no idea."
So here's the funny thing. A couple weeks ago, just
probably more golf stuff.
Randomly on the air, he happens to throw out, "Well, I did something I never do. I've treated myself." And I go, "What did you treat yourself to?" And he said, "I bought a Roomba." Immediately I went, "Oh my God, that's exactly what I was going to get him for his birthday."
Sorry about that.
So he finally decides to go out and get something for himself, and it's the exact same thing I was going to buy him. So my idea is gone.
Yeah,
it's
gone.
gone.
Like Jerry Seinfeld. I'm just going, hey, that's $187 in cash.
Just
going to
give him cash. I was talking to my buddy the other day about it was his wife's birthday, and I go, "What did you get her?" And he goes, "We've been married so long, I gave her $1,000 cash." And I go, "That's the who wouldn't want $1,000 cash?" And he's like, "She wasn't super stoked about it." And I go, "Why? Like you've been married for let's say you've been married 18 years. What do you get me? Another trinket, another necklace? Like
the pressure,
$1,000 is
the pressure
amazing.
of gift giving. Does everyone feel the stress that I feel? Because here's what you're asking someone.
You gave me used sunglasses, so I don't think you felt a ton of pressure.
Because I'm terrible at it, and I feel you're asking someone.
Here, take these. These are for you. These are my shoes I'm currently wearing. Happy birthday to you. All right.
That's your left one. Here, I'll give you this.
Give me yours, Paulie.
Here's your right.
They were free sunglasses, not used sunglasses. There's a difference. I think what you're asking someone is, though, to give a good gift, you have to know a person so very well, like better than they know themselves. Like you need to know what they don't have in their life that they don't realize that they don't have, that they're missing. You're asking them to know them better than they know themselves.
Correct.
To truly nail a gift, which is a really hard thing to do.
You guys are both very difficult.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, you are. Benny is difficult because you're like, what do I get this guy? What does he want? He doesn't tell us anything. What does he want? You, Woodsy, are a little bit different in that, yeah, I can come up with ideas, but the problem is you and me are the similar ilk where you're just like, all right, like, what is it? September 22nd. if I think of anything right now that I might want to, ask for around the holidays, maybe I'm just going to go get it now.
Chances are I'll buy it already.
I'm not waiting 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get it. And you're the same way. You're like, if there's something I want, I'm just going to get it. I don't need to wait.
But the reason why I'm so hard to give gifts to is that I don't, my personality is I don't put a list of things that I want. I'm not that kind of person who has a bucket list or a goal. I just want to kind of experience things as they happen. So I don't set myself up for like, oh, I really want this. I don't, in a couple of years, I'll get myself the car that I wanted. I don't. I will get myself a new car when the car I'm driving absolutely breaks down.
I'm the same way with about cars
whatever,
and stuff.
but whatever it is, I'm not someone who like generally saves up other than like golf trips, which I do love doing. And if you wanted to, set me up on a golf trip, I would always be happy about that. But that's such a pain and it's such a personal thing.
Well, then it would be, I'd have to, hey, what dates work for you? You know what I mean?
It's such a hard gift to give, but that is truly the only thing I really treat myself to.
So now he's saying, I don't want anything other than a golf trip. So put that together for my 50th.
Well,
I don't
do
All
that.
right. Here we go. We'll just plan a golf trip.
Great.
I don't think
he's like, I have to anchor that night. I can't.
Well,
make
exactly.
It. Right.
And it's impossible to do. It's impossible to do.
There's got to be something else that you want that you won't buy for yourself. You don't like, you're not a sunglasses guy.
No.
Not a clothes guy.
You say every hat looks bad on me. If you can find a hat that looks good on me, I'll take it. But
I mean, I'd need to lug you around like Pretty Woman all day to be like, try this. And
that's not a great gift.
They pan to me, just no. All day Ben comes out,
toss it off. No, that's not it.
No, that's not it. Me sitting in the chair having champagne. Man, it's really killing me because it's around the corner here. We're getting close, and I don't know really what to get. Now you've ruined your surprise party. You won't tell us what you want. It's just getting more difficult by the day.
You should probably, it's in your best interest to give us some ideas.
Give us some ideas. You know that. Left to our own devices. Yeah. And remember, it's going to be at your parents' house, so you don't want to be embarrassed there.
So you guys gave me that putter for Christmas last year.
Yes.
And I'll admit when you gave it to me, I was worried. Like, what if I don't like it? And it's a really nice putter and I don't love it. I've loved it.
Of course.
It's been fantastic.
Got you
guys nailed
AirPods.
That. I use them sometimes.
Right?
Yeah, I do.
Probably
use
a waste
them
of my money. Yeah.
But probably not as much as you'd like. Not as much as I use that putter. That was a really great gift. You did a good job there. But you always have to, you're taking a chance when you get a gift for someone.
Yeah. Big chance.
You're taking a chance.
Well, if you guys have any ideas, send them our way because you guys know him as well as we do at this point. I got nothing.
Where does the price of a gift factor in like year to year? Like,
what do you mean? 50th should be bigger.
Like if you gave Ben a great gift last year, how about this? Okay, I'll use my birthday as recent for an example. You guys got me a very expensive, awesome electric scooter that I love. Next September rolls around, you go, well, we gave him a really nice scooter. We got to go bigger than that now.
Yeah, we're gonna head down to Dago Cycles and get you a motorcycle where you can crank your hog.
Like, we know the value of the putter we got Ben.
Yeah,
do you have to up that now from year to year?
I think the answer is yes. In 10 years, it's gonna be a Samsonite briefcase full of cash. Right. Oh, I have 25,000. Oh my God, thank you so much. So generous. Yes.
One of the best gifts you gave me. Golf shoes.
Friendship.
But they hurt my feet, so I couldn't wear them, which is the problem. But you gave us a great idea. There's so many things that go into gift giving, like idea, execution. It's hard to do.
Would you do a spa day?
I don't think my thinking would be that wouldn't be something that I totally enjoy, but maybe I would absolutely love.
But have you ever been?
I've done like a massage, and I felt uncomfortable. But
your rub and tug, those don't count. As
I did one, and it was
a rub and tug.
No, one massage.
One massage.
Life.
Okay,
it was a couple's massage with my wife.
Yeah, those aren't great.
I didn't love it.
I don't love it either because I'm trying to sleep and breathe, and I don't want to hear her in there. I just didn't like it. I want to be with myself, and not for that. I just wanted.
It was glory hole.
How's that sound for a 50th birthday party? I think you'd like a spa day.
I think you'd love a
spa day. They just pamper you. Just go in and get pampered.
It's not just going in, getting your massage, and leaving.
Right.
Like
it's
the whole day.
The whole experience. You're in a robe.
I don't know.
They just rub you and stuff.
Cold tub, hot tub.
But We'll see. I don't know.
I'm not Jameson. He's got wedges. He's got more wedges he knows what to do with. He got so many wedges.
I'm afraid to change it.
He doesn't want to change any of his wedges. He used the same putter for 36 years. It looked like it was bought at Sharper Image, and it was falling apart. So that's how he rolls. All right.
You're a good gift giver.
I am.
You really are.
I am. So's my wife.
Trust yourself.
Trust myself?
Trust yourself.
Great. All right.
All right. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Hey, you can send me to the Eagles at the Sphere.
Anything else I can do for you?
If you'd like.
You want to go on stage and sing a song?
We're going to send a tier 1 to the
It's
Eagles
another
at the Sphere. But to
tease
qualify,
song.
you got to take on Woods. It's coming up in our next segment. If you want to call in now, try to qualify 833-288-0973. But it's musical trivia against this guy. He's our champ. You get your opportunity coming up next, 833-288-0973. Don't go away. Take on Woods coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I was dying yesterday at our adult league baseball game. The field umpire walked out to me and goes, "Woodsy, how you doing?" I go, "I'm good." He goes, "Seeing you on TV all the time." And I go, "I'm not on TV." "Oh, QC Kinetics." He started laughing. He goes, How is it?" I said, "It's been great, man." And so I got a hit later in the game. He goes, "Oh, it seems like QC Kinetics is really working for you." I say, "Hey, man, I'm out here at 50 years old playing with these young bucks. It's absolutely worked for me. Had severe pain in my wrists, went to QC Kinetics, got the treatments. It's been great. It's been great." And I know you guys have seen the commercials as well. But yeah, at that point, I could not. When I had it, I couldn't even swing a golf club, couldn't swing a baseball bat. Those are things that I love to do, and I wasn't getting the chance to do them, and that was kind of a bummer, especially living here in our town where you want to be outside most of the time. So give them a call today, 619-614-PAIN. If you've got joint pain that is debilitating, it's keeping you out of doing the things that you love to do, call QC Kinetics. They'll make sure you're a good candidate. Locations in Hillcrest and Torrey Hills, 619-614-PAIN, 619-614-PAIN. Let them know Woodsy sent you, and they'll take great care of you at QC Kinetics.
Okay, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I will always take $1,000 cash. Just if you guys are handing out just $1,000 cash money, I think is one of the best.
Doesn't even have to be your birthday.
I mean, but even on the birthday, like imagine just getting a G. You're like, oh, cool, I got a G now.
It's fine, but then if you just had to give someone else $1,000 on their birthday, then you're just
exchanging
net
thousands.
zero.
Yeah,
Then you're just exchanging money.
That's what the Italians do for the weddings, right? Like
Right.
everyone, they get married, they drop the envelope in,
Sure.
and then they take it back. They give it to their kid for their christening. It's just a big exchange.
But in the end,
we can just give $1,000 each time we see each other. Yeah,
circle. We just have it in an envelope, and we just keep passing it
passing
around
it
on
around.
everyone's birthday.
That's
No one
right.
ever gets anything. or
One of
spends
my
anything.
closest friends in the world since like age 12, Justin, he is born exactly 6 weeks later than I was. So on my birthday, he always sends me, he Venmos me however much money I turned that year. So
Right.
like $35 this year.
Yep.
And then I turn around and I Venmo him $35.
Yeah.
6 weeks later, we
It's
just
just-
trade money.
You could just, save the time and not Venmo each other each year.
It's a nice thing.
gesture.
My
It's just
friend
a gesture.
Kevin and I used to walk into like a sound warehouse. I'd pick a CD, he'd pick a CD. I would take his, he would take mine. We'd go up, we'd buy it. Here you go, and hand each other. It was the best, and we did it for a decade.
That's
It was-
fantastic.
It was so good, so good. All right, we got somebody.
We got someone on the
I think so.
line. It is time. Oh, we lost someone on the line again.
What
All
the
right,
hell
well,
is
we got
going
people calling in, so we're going to play Take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bail Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. Better call up someone quickly because they keep dropping off. Is this John?
This is Brett.
Brett with a T?
Oh, I know Brett.
Yes.
All right,
Hey,
Brett.
what's up, Ollie?
Hey, you ready to play Take on Woods?
I sure am.
All right, let's do
Brett
this.
is a member of the Tier 1 baseball team.
Nice. All right. Well, I don't think that makes you ineligible. It just makes you lucky here to be our
The
contestant
caller
today.
ID said John, so nobody can
You
accuse
definitely
me
can't.
of
Yeah.
cheating.
All right. 5 questions of musical trivia. If you beat or tie Woods, we will put you into the drawing for the trip to see the Eagles at the Sphere Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to the show on January 30th, a 2-night stay at the Venetian Resort, and a Vibe VIP package along with a $100 gas card. You can check out the Eagles residency dates and buy your own tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Here are our categories today, Brett. We've got the mystery category. 1-word, 2-second song title will be in every other answer, so that helps you out. Once is enough. 5 song titles that include the word once. And our new category, a sight for sore eyes. Now, last week we had song titles with the word eyes. These are all oldies, older than 50 years, so all with the word eyes in them as well at the end. So, would you like to play mystery category Once Is Enough or a sight for sore eyes, Brett?
Let's do Once Is Enough.
Once is enough. All right, today on Take on Woods, we're looking for 5 songs that all include the word once in the title. I think this is a tough one. We'll see how it goes. 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it at the end of the clock if there's still time remaining. First question is the 2-second song. Paulie's queuing it up now. You need to give me the song title and the artist. And don't give up, because I do think this is a tougher category. You'll have 60 seconds, then Woods will go. Brett, are you ready to play?
Yep.
All right.
Good.
60 seconds on the clock. The category is Once Is Enough. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Brett. Let's take on Woods. The rock band Great White had its biggest success in 1989 with which top 10 hit that was actually a cover of a 1975 Ian Hunter song? Middle-aged stamina for lovin' and fightin' is the theme of which Toby Keith hit that went to the top of the charts in 2005.
Pass. I might have missed that one.
Stevie Wonder follows the title of which 1968 hit with I Have Someone Who Needs Me, Someone I've Needed So Long.
Once Is Enough?
Not incorrect. In 2006, the Strokes encouraged fans to call radio stations to ask for which song to be played as often as possible to get the word out about their new single.
Pass.
Go back to our 2-second song. It's a tough category today.
Sorry, Brad.
Yeah, I don't think 0 is going to be enough. But this is one of the. I
don't know that Woods is going to get a ton.
Yeah, this might be one of the toughest I've ever had, honestly. All right, we got Brett's score is locked in.
2-1 baseball, Brett.
Yep.
Oh, Brett.
5 questions, same 5 questions.
Missed you yesterday, bud.
Now let's put 60 seconds back on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Brett.
Is Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads.
Correct. The great rock band Great White had its biggest success in 1989 with which top 10 hit that
Once
was actually
bitten, twice shy.
correct. Middle-aged stamina for lovin' and fightin' is the theme of which Toby Keith hit that went to the top of the charts.
I ain't as good as I once
Correct.
was.
Stevie Wonder follows the title of which 1968 hit with I Have Someone Who Needs Me, Someone I've Needed So Long.
Once in a pass.
In 2006, the Strokes encouraged fans to call
You
radio
Only Live
stations.
Once.
Correct. Stevie Wonder follows the title of which 1968 hit with I Have Someone Who Needs Me, Someone I've Needed So Long.
Once a taint, always a taint.
For once in my life,
For once in
I
my
have
life.
someone who needs me. But 4 is the winner today. I thought that was one of the toughest categories we've ever had, and you
Got a little hair metal in there.
nailed it.
Yeah, buddy.
Brett didn't actually get any of them right.
Brett!
So sorry.
Man,
That
took
is
an over.
another win for the champ, and we will remain with, I believe, 5 qualifiers going into tomorrow, and another chance to qualify for the Eagles of the Sphere.
My favorite Strokes song of all time.
It's yours?
Once.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Didn't know that.
Excellent work, Benjamin.
All right, we will have Dennis Lynn, our Linsider update on Xander Bogaerts and more coming up when we come back with more Padres talk on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, let's talk about Prize Picks. It's the best way to win cash on your favorite football teams this season, on your favorite baseball team, that might be heading to the playoffs next week. They are the official daily fantasy partner of the San Diego Padres. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. It's easy to do. Just make sure you download the app, and when you do, use our code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. You can follow other Prize Picks players directly now on the app. Just copy their lineups. If you got someone who knows their stuff, you want to try that way, you can do that. Friend, celebrity, just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button, check out their lineups they create in their new feed on the Prize Picks tab. They're also offering stacks, which means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Didn't used to be able to do that, but say you got a favorite player like Josh Allen, you want to do passing yards and rushing yards and touchdowns, more or less, you can do those in the same lineup now only on Prize Picks. Just make sure you use that code KWFN to get your free play. When you get started with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right, must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. All right, last week of the regular season, Padres 6 home games remaining starting tonight, with a chance to clinch the playoffs at home. We'll talk with Dennis Lin from The Athletic coming up right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Vicki Pepper.
This report brought to you by Las Vegas Convention and Visitors. 15 south at Citricato, a 3-car crash on the left shoulder. Then at the 163, a car with a blown-out tire on the right shoulder. 5 south at the 78, a wreck reported there. 8 east at the 15, a stalled car in the middle of the Cloverleaf. And watch out for a couple of ladders on the 67 south, one at the Riverford on-ramp and another at the 52. Vegas is turning it up this week. This is the fabulous 5-day sale, the first ever citywide Vegas sale. 5 days to book your next getaway. Go to visitlasvegas.com. Hurry, the sale ends Friday. I'm Vicki Pepper with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Oh, yeah, we have a Dennis Lin open, don't we?
Dennis Lin open.
Crushing it on a Monday.
The Dennis Lin open.
Happy Monday, Padres fans. It's time to discuss the weekend that was for the Padres with our Ben and Woods Linsider, Dennis Lin from The Athletic. Brought to you by the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place.
Dennis Lin from The Athletic, totally not an afterthought in Paulie's world, joins us right now.
No, not even a little bit.
97.3 The Fan. Good morning, Dennis.
I like the idea of you singing all of the opens from now on. It's the Enos Harris Open. It's the Dennis Lin Open. Morning, D-Lin.
Good morning. I love the organic intro.
Yes, very, very organic intro today. I think we talked about it last week. I know we did on this show about, hey, like, it'd be cool to see the guys getting back on track, but with a 98.7% chance to make the playoffs last week, I could, as a fan, I put myself in their shoes, Dennis. I go, well, I don't really care about these games. I really don't. I great if we win, get some work in, but I was not living and dying. Seemed like the guys were kind of playing the same way, but taking 2 or 3 from the White Sox doesn't make me feel literally any better about where we're heading next Tuesday. It really doesn't.
Well, I think the good news for the Padres is it doesn't really matter as much as I think most people kind of expect going into the postseason, how you're playing. I mean, the 98 Padres, they were world beaters for like the first 5 months of their season, and then they went, I think, 8-15 to end the regular season, and then they obviously went all the way to the World Series. But now you've got one more team or a couple more teams in the postseason, so it's a bit of a steeper climb once you get in. But yeah, I guess I'm with you. It seems like they're mostly concerned about how they're going to line up their starting pitching, because after Nick Pivetta in Game 1 of the wild card series, it seems like it's pretty wide open. That's not necessarily a good thing, but yeah, once you get in, then you can kind of figure those things out.
And it was pretty interesting, D-Lin. We talked to Schulte on Friday. I'm sure you heard, and I asked him point blank, is Dylan Cease's game tonight against the White Sox an audition for the postseason? And surprisingly, he goes, yeah, I'd say it is. And I said, oh, okay. I was actually not expecting such a direct answer. And look, if that's an audition, I think you failed the audition. You know, I mean, and he did go 6, gave up 4 earned runs. It's not ideal. It doesn't bode a lot. It doesn't breed a lot of confidence. And I just don't know what they're going to be able to do with him. What are your thoughts?
I think if you were to inject Mike Schulte with truth serum, and I think he's come actually pretty close the last few times just talking about Dylan, he's the one pitcher on staff who's probably driven everyone the craziest. And that's both a good thing and a bad thing. You know, bad thing obviously because you don't want to drive your manager and your pitching coaches and everything and everyone on your team crazy because they know how good you are, but it's because of how good he can be, and he just hasn't been as good as he can be for pretty much the entire season. So it's hard to rely on that come the postseason, since there's been so much of a body of evidence this year. At the same time, you don't have great alternatives. So I think, this final start for him in the regular season, whenever that comes this week, will reveal a lot about what they what they can rely on coming from Dylan, but I do think right now he's on the outside looking in for a starts in the wild card round. Most likely, I think still at this point it'll be either King starting game 2 or Darvish, and then whichever one doesn't start that game would be the guy for a potential game 3. But yeah, Dylan's had a really, really frustrating season. He still has a little time to salvage it, but we're pretty much out of time at this point.
How much, Dennis, did Michael King do toward kind of alleviating some of the rust concerns? Certainly was better, but I don't know that the numbers of 5 shutout innings tell the entire story either. What would you say? What level is Michael King at on his way back to being Michael King?
I think at a confidence level, if you're going to just, I guess, ballpark it, maybe 6 out of 10, which is not the best thing considering you're so close to the postseason. But also, we have to keep in mind he's basically pitching rehab games in the majors right now. Hopefully for the Padres, that was the last one, and you want to see him lock in this weekend against the Diamondbacks. But yeah, I think just the command still quite isn't there. You'd like to see him be sharper, especially against an offense like the White Sox on the road, which is most likely where he's going to be pitching, come this time next week. But I think we still have to keep in mind that this guy was out for pretty much 4 months and then had a setback with a knee and still trying to regain his form and his command. So right now, I think a 6 out of 10, if that's where he is, indeed, in the Padres' eyes, it could be worse.
Talking to Dennis Lynn here on Ben and Woods this morning. And D-Lynn, we always talk to Eno Saris every Thursday, one of your colleagues, another really, really brilliant baseball mind. And, he has said on multiple occasions that chaos may be the best way for the San Diego Padres to win this first series. You get through this first one, you do breathe a little easier, right? There's some off days. You're going to have some home games. That this first one is the one you're going to be playing it on the road. It's going to be really tough to win 2 of 3 from that team. Chaos, he seems to think, would be the best order. Do you see and envision any scenario where the Padres might employ some of that chaos? I'm just literally throwing stuff out here. Adrian Morejon starting a game, or Mason Miller coming in the 3rd, or the 2 innings in the middle. You know what I mean? Like really, really trying to do some different types of things to win a ball game.
I agree that Eno's one of the best baseball minds we have, and I agree that chaos might be a great thing in the postseason, especially in such a short series. But yeah, I don't know if Mike Schilt has it in him to go with Adrian Morejon as an opener.
That was my point too. Of is Schilt the right guy to do that? Like AJ Hinch did it for Detroit last year. It was brilliant, and it was actually watching it. I go, this is riveting and fascinating, and they got further than they should have with one starting pitcher. Now we pretty much have one starting pitcher that we can count on. I don't know, man. I'm shooting some texts over to AJ and saying, just give me an idea of how that might work. What would you do if you were me? And I don't know that they will do it, but I could see potentially something like that really helping and throwing the other team into kind of a tailspin too, trying to deal with it.
If Jason Adam were still healthy,
yes,
I think there'd be a higher chance of it, but you've seen how they just can't shorten games as well as they used to with Jason still on the staff.
No
so
doubt.
That's a major factor. If he were still around, I think that would be a real consideration. But right now, I just don't see it. I think this final week with how they approach their pitching plans could reveal more, especially once they clinch. But maybe they're just playing possum this entire season, and then they're finally going to pull out the chaos that you're referring to and surprise everyone, including the Cubs. But I think the Cubs are right now probably looking more toward a traditional kind of rotation in the wild card series. I just think that the leash is going to be very short. So maybe that's the chaos that we're going to be looking for and that we're going to finally see.
Dennis, speaking of health, the talk is we could see Xander Bogaerts back tonight, but is that because he's ready or because there's nowhere else to go and rehab because all minor league seasons are over? He's already done the Arizona thing. What are you hearing kind of on where Xander stands? And, this week is probably going to be pretty important for him, maybe more important than any other player on the Padres roster.
He should be back tonight. I would expect him in the lineup. That gives them, 6 games to get back in form and get ready for the postseason. And I think, like Jason Adams, they've also missed him. Depends on what kind of Xander Bogaerts to get back, but he's been almost underrated this season. I know that the numbers don't look great, but just he's played good defense at shortstop, and for a couple months there, he was really kind of carrying the mail on offense. So they could really use him back, and that just means someone's going to have to go to the bench. A good hitter's going to have to go to the bench against Freddie Peralta, but those are good problems to have, champagne problems to have, and who knows, maybe they'll be popping champagne tonight.
And then for the rest of this week, assuming they get it done and clinch either tonight or tomorrow, Xander's going to be out there getting form. What else are you kind of looking for in how this last week sets up for the Padres?
Again, the starting pitching would be the number one thing, but I think we're also seeing if Tatis and Merrill and even Manny to an extent have been turning back on the power against some pretty bad pitching staffs. But this week you're going to get the Brewers, who are still playing for maybe not as much, but still, the number one team in the majors right now, right? So it's a good test. And then the D-backs, who knows, maybe they're battling for their playoff lives in next weekend. So I think it's a good test to see if your big boys can get back on track with the power against some decent pitching staffs.
All right, Dennis, appreciate it. As always, when we talk to you next Monday, we will know a lot more and be on the eve of the postseason. So we'll chat with you then.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Our Linsider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. Yeah, Xander Bogaerts expected back tonight. And whether or not he's in top form, he needs reps. He needs as many at-bats as he can get this week. And hopefully, as Dennis said, he can look, that form that was carrying him through July, or early August, when he was arguably the Padres' best, most productive player for a good 2-month stretch of this season.
Yeah, and welcome back, Xander. You're going to be in the lineup tonight against the ridiculously talented and disgusting Freddie Peralta. So have fun.
Has he given up a run? I know he had like a 30-inning scoreless streak. Did he finally give up a run at some point? Might have.
I know his numbers are staggering this year.
It's rare that Nick Pivetta goes up against someone who has better numbers than he's had this year, but that's going to happen tonight. We can talk about the matchup, but really a dandy, like a playoff game one of the division series. In fact,
like if it all went to plan, this could absolutely be it.
If everything goes correctly. Well, I don't know that that's the case because Pivetta's going to pitch Tuesday.
Yeah, he'll pitch Tuesday
in Chicago, which means won't be able to pitch Saturday in game one, but certainly we'll be able to pitch in game two. Now, I would think they'll go with Freddie Peralta in their game one, but this is probably the game one starter that you'll see if you make it to the division series the way things are shaping up now. So you're getting a little preview. It's kind of an advantage for Padres hitters to see the same guy twice in a 2-week, 2.5 week span, if that is the case. So kind of an important game for Padres batters because down the line, you may see this guy in a much more important game in a National League Division Series.
Freddie had gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starts in a row, 6 innings of each, 5 innings, and then gave up a 5 spot to the Rangers, then a 1 spot in 6 to the Angels.
So you're saying he's human?
He's human, but he looks like he's locked it back in again.
All right, we will come back. Paulie's got some headlines in the Reindl Report, maybe some football in there at all from the weekend.
I got something for you.
Yeah, you don't worry about it.
Yet.
How about that?
Paulie will get us straightened out to start our final hour of Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Final hour of Ben and Woods. It's been mostly Padres talk today, which is always fair. We didn't even really get into Friday and Saturday's games. You mentioned Dylan Cease struggling. I mean, early offense has been the bugaboo for the Padres.
So frustrating.
First inning runs have just been a nightmare. Finally, yesterday, they didn't give up a run in the first inning.
I tried to.
They gave up runs in the first inning on Friday. Yu Darvish gave up one in the first inning on Saturday. And Michael King put 2 on and nobody out. You go,
my God.
Here we go again.
Got to get this fixed. I don't know how you fix it.
It's annoying in the regular season.
Oh, wait till the playoffs.
Wait until the playoffs.
Oh, my God.
When you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball every single game.
Yep.
How do you employ the nastiest bullpen in baseball?
Deploy, you mean? How do you deploy them?
If you can't get a lead. Now, on Saturday, of course, they rallied back, scored some offensively. They were able to deploy that bullpen and get it done. But on Friday, they were not, and just never were able to get those last runs that they needed. They tied it up, but they were never able to take the lead. And, of course, after they did tie it in the fourth, Dylan Cease hits 2 batters that led to both of the runs for the White Sox. That was, again, a frustrating performance.
He's a frustrating guy. He is a frustrating guy.
Control was a bit of an issue this weekend, not for Darvish. Darvish didn't walk anybody. That was a good sign. But for Dylan Cease, he walked 3, hit 2. And then yesterday, even in the win, Padres walked 9 batters in the game.
Man.
And that hasn't been their MO all season long. But that's the fastest way to really, if you want a short playoff stay, walk a bunch of batters in the postseason.
Yeah, you start putting guys on for free, you're toast.
You got batters who are also probably squeezing the sawdust out of the bat a little bit tightly because it's the postseason. Don't give them anything that they're not earning at that point. You've got to throw strikes in the playoffs.
Got to, man. It's the quickest way out.
Got to see the Padres clean that up here as we head into the final week of the season and the postseason. But again, Jackson Merrill just continuing to swing a hot bat. And you said it earlier. Maybe the best sign from this weekend was Ryan O'Hearn.
No doubt about it.
Your most struggling batter came through multiple times, had the huge 3-run double on Saturday, and then had 3 more hits yesterday.
Hey, and I saw this point made on Twitter, I think by our buddy Clark. Credit Schilt for letting him swing in that bases loaded spot on Saturday. Schilt 2 months ago goes, no, Jose, get up there, swing it. The matchup, he's like, you know what? I'm going to let O'Hearn try to get this knock. And boy, did he come through. And you could tell he needed that. The sigh of relief when he slid into second base was you could see it on his face. Somebody did tweet us, Ben. Did you see that tweet? Good thing Gavin Sheets was hustling to home there. He wasn't. Just in case O'Hearn tried to stretch that into a triple with the play right in front of him. He wouldn't, because why would he? Why would he?
Oh, you always want to be safe rather than sorry is always my motto.
Yes.
And the Padres were sorry instead of safe last week.
Clown show.
Safe.
Clown
not
show.
sorry.
Clown show.
Not starting that again.
Yeah,
Paul, you want to get some Reindl Report headlines for us? Let's get it going.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah?
All right.
All right. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Gentlemen. Let's start out. How about Major League Baseball? I think we referenced it very quickly earlier in the show as we were kind of going around the league, but it's a pretty wild weekend series between the Mariners and the Astros. Cal Raleigh hit number 58 yesterday. That was, were they Sunday Night Baseball last night?
Yes.
They were, right? So, yeah, Cal Raleigh hits number 58. He had already set the franchise record a few days before that. And the Mariners are absolutely rolling. Yeah, he's up there in the all-time ranks now. 58 home runs over the weekend, but pretty crazy series between those two teams with all of the playoff implications. Ben, you were talking about it, I think, earlier during a commercial break.
Yeah, the Seattle Mariners have taken care of business this final month of the season. They got the tiebreaker also with winning that series, so they're now 3 games up, 6 to play. pretty much got the division. And because the Tigers have struggled, they have set themselves up for a bye in the first round. So the Seattle Mariners, who, of course, like the Padres, never won a World Series. In fact, Paulie, they've never even been to a World Series, have put themselves in a really good position now going into October based on how they played this last month.
One playoff appearance in 16 years or something. Is that right?
Recently,
a
couple years ago, maybe. We got MLB Network on in the studio. They're actually talking about this exact same series from the weekend. It said today is the latest the Mariners have had a division lead since 2001.
Model.
The other part of
long
this
time.
is by this time next week, all the writers who vote for American League MVP will have cast their ballots.
Yes.
Now, we won't know who wins until November. They don't release it until after the end of the season, but it's a regular season award. And they will be voting for one of two players, almost certainly. There's, Bobby Witt Jr. is great. There's other great, there's Jose Ramirez, great players. But it's probably going to be Aaron Judge or Cal Raleigh.
Yeah.
And it's such a tough decision because Cal Raleigh is doing things no catcher has ever done. Playing, Gold Glove defense. He has hit 58 home runs. He set the record for catching home runs, switch hitting home runs this season. But Aaron Judge continues even with a slower second half, 199 WRC plus. It's the 33rd most productive offensive season in the history of Major League Baseball. And Mike Petriello pointed out, this is at least a small part of me enjoying that people are screaming, possibly correctly, for the guy hitting 247 to win the AL MVP over the guy hitting 326. Aaron Judge is hitting 80 points higher average.
That's nuts.
But a lot of people are saying Cal Raleigh.
Well, how many homers does Judge have? 54?
Judge has 49.
Oh, 49. Okay.
49. So, 9 homers left. But, by value, by most metrics, Aaron Judge is having a much better metric season. But he got hurt, so he hasn't been playing defense as much in the second half of the season. I mean, you can't go wrong and you can't go right. It's the impossible Sophie's choice, I think, for MVP voters this year.
Will there be fatigue from?
If you don't pick Judge, you're wrong. And if you don't pick Cal Raleigh, you're wrong. It's like so hard. I don't know what to do.
I didn't know Judge was hitting that high.
Yeah.
I thought he was
crushing
like
it.
285 with 55 homers. But the catching, should the catching matter? I think it should.
I mean, it should, but
It should.
Is it 80 points in batting average?
Should that matter?
he's
Yes,
gonna
it
win-
should.
Aaron Judge is going to win the batting title going away in the American League, plus hitting 49 home runs. A batting champion with 49 home runs is unbelievable. But Cal Raleigh, what he's doing is unbelievable.
Guys, they have 60 home runs.
You know what? If this was youth baseball, we have just co-MVP.
Co-MVP.
I think Juan nails it in the chat. He said Judge is so good that a catcher having a historic season doesn't even get the MVP award.
It was also pointed out in that Mike Petriello thread that the player who had the record for most catching home runs, Salvador Perez, didn't win the MVP, and the player who had the record for most switch hitting home runs, Mickey Mantle, didn't win the MVP either of those seasons.
All right, well, we'll move on. Saving most of the football talk either for later this morning or most likely
probably tomorrow.
For tomorrow. There was one game, though, I wanted to get to just because of a promotion that was going around prior to the game. Now, Woodsy, you spent some time in Chicago. How many years?
About 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Did you ever make it to the Wiener Circle?
Yeah, many times.
Now, is that the place that, they yell at you?
Yeah.
And scream at you?
Yeah, scream
I've seen,
at
a little documentary
Yeah,
on
it's
them.
fun.
It
Like
looks
the Soup Nazi
awesome.
in-
Kind of.
Like
Yeah.
think
Seinfeld,
of
but for hot dogs?
Dick's Last Resort type of thing.
Rude service is their thing.
Yeah, 100%. Well, the Wiener Circle put out a promotion. They said if Caleb Williams throws 4 touchdowns on Sunday, we'll give away free hot dogs to everyone on Tuesday. Well, wouldn't you know? What happened?
It felt like a safe bet.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Probably a safe bet.
You're like, hey, if the Padres hit 16 home runs tonight, Ben will shave his head, right?
I mean, 4 touchdown passes is not.
It's Caleb Williams.
He had done it before in his career. It just tied his career high. So it was possible. Unlikely, but possible.
You had the Chicago Bears were 0-2 heading into yesterday's game. The Cowboys were 1-1, and the game is played in Chicago. And by a score of 31-14, Chicago got their first victory of the year. And when you look right at Caleb Williams in the box score there, 19 for 28, 298 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. pretty solid day.
He did it.
I mean, by far the best day of his career, I would say. Short career so far, but he got the 4 touchdowns, and the Wiener Circle will honor their promotion, and everyone in Chicago that stops by tomorrow going to get a free hot dog from the Wiener Circle.
Run it
Let's
through
get a hot dog.
Run it through the garden.
Run it through the garden. Yeah, really
good hot dogs.
I don't think you survive in Chicago
without having a good hot dog.
Good hot
yeah,
dogs.
your shtick isn't enough. God, they love their hot dogs there, like psychotically so.
Now, what? I
What's a
mean,
Chicago
I'm sure they're
dog?
quality.
Chicago
dogs.
dog is. Go ahead.
No,
I saw you getting all excited.
No, I was excited
Mild
about.
erection. Go ahead.
We're talking about food, though.
I was excited about. Are they? How much are they really giving away? I mean, hot dogs are not the priciest of items.
Tell them what's on it.
Chicago hot dog is onions, mustard, relish, tomatoes, a pickle, and sport peppers and celery salt. Did I get it all?
Pretty good.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. And they got the sesame bun.
Sesame,
or not
yeah,
sesame.
poppy seed on a
bun.
steamed bun.
Poppy
seed bun.
And I don't even like all that stuff.
It's a great combo.
But my God, when you put it together
They
and
call
you
it
bite
running it through
into
the
it,
garden.
yeah, it is absolutely.
There's a couple of things that I don't care for.
Can't do ketchup there. You like ketchup, you can't do
No,
it.
I don't. No, it's not even that. I don't mind that. I don't care for relish.
You'll like it on this.
And I don't know that I would care for tomatoes on the dog. And I
said
really,
the same thing.
I really don't like pickles. I do not like pickles at all. Like
I
that.
said the same.
A pickle would ruin the taste for me.
It's a pickle spear.
Yeah, that
right on
crunch
yeah.
right in. I can't do that.
If you close your eyes and eat it, I think you'll.
When I
maybe.
had my first Chicago hot dog, I don't always eat Chicago dogs, but if someone has a pickle spear, I always put it on my dog.
Yeah.
I love that.
I can't do
love
pickles.
that on the dog.
You don't like pickles at all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Never had like a
Juan
pickleback.
says, Ben says onions weird.
Say it again.
Onions.
Onions.
Onion.
Onions.
Onion.
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 What am I supposed to say?
I don't know. I thought you did
onion.
Onion.
It's an onion.
Onion.
I don't eat a lot of pickles out.
Oh,
either. I told
Nyan.
you the reason I don't eat a lot of pickles out in restaurants. I told you.
Why?
Remember my buddy that peed in the pickle thing. So
Brian?
it freaks me out to go out in public. No, I'll open a jar of Clausen. I'll rip through a couple. Out in public, though.
You trust Clausen?
Yeah, very much. Very much. Or Vlasic.
You know what I don't like? The pickles that aren't refrigerated. They're just on the
Oh,
shelf.
hot
The
pickles?
Hot pickles.
No.
Cold
pass.
pickles. You got the cold
Yeah, I
pickles.
got it. Ice cold.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So they're giving away the wieners. You'll
Yeah.
like them, man. They're really good.
Oh,
All right, I'll definitely try
Yeah.
plenty of hot dogs and make it out to Chicago. All right, finally, spooky movie season is nearly upon us. Maybe it's
Yes.
already upon us. It is the autumnal equinox today.
Happy fall, everybody.
Final
Happy
day
fall?
of summer, first day of fall.
It's hoodie season.
Yeah, it's almost that time. And with Halloween season comes spooky movie season. This is a little bit of news you can use if you're looking to make a few extra bucks and you already plan on watching some scary movies. I got a great opportunity for you. There is an internet cable comparison website called cabletv.com. They are looking to pay somebody to watch, rank, and review horror movies.
Horror movies.
Horror.
Horror movies.
No, horror.
So I said horror movies.
Horror.
Horror movies.
Yes.
It's like scary movies.
Yes.
Horror movies.
Yes, there you go. You got it.
Horror movies.
They're calling this position a thrill turnship. Thrill. You probably could have done something a little bit better
This is
there.
bad.
Internship. Thrill
In
turnship.
scare ship.
But here's what they will give you. The thrill turn that they select will earn $666.
Ooh.
Spooky. You also get a $50 Uber Eats card to help while
Okay.
you're watching all those movies.
Like it.
And a 1-year subscription to Screambox. I actually don't know anything about Screambox.
Nor do I.
But you will get a 1-year subscription.
Can you imagine having a box, you open it, and then you shut it real quick?
So the Thrill Turn Ship opportunity applications are open until October 7th at cabletv.com. You're going to have to choose 5 movies from their list of the scariest movies. And then you can pick your 5. You have to rank, review, and all of that. And you'll make, $666. Some of the movies on there, they're very familiar. Nightmare on Elm Street, Candyman, The Evil Dead, The Exorcist.
Candyman was scary.
Get Out, Halloween.
All right, these are good.
It, The Shining, Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yeah.
The Thing. I mean, it kind of all over the place here.
All right. I already know the answer. You didn't like horror movies when you were a kid.
I did not.
You were scared.
I don't like being surprised.
Right. Did you ever have a moment where you were really into horror films?
No.
Never.
I feel like horror movies tend to lean on the old jump scare, surprise. You get the music, you get tense, and I don't love that.
I don't like it either.
Now, a movie that messes with your mind a little bit, like The Sixth Sense.
Oh yeah,
that one I thought was really, really good.
It's great. The Shining is really good.
I mean, there are some really good classic horror movies, but if it's just if the only purpose is to make you feel about like you're gonna crawl out of your skin, that's not what I'm going.
Yeah.
I don't mind thrillers. I like the mind games for sure. I think in a horror movie, I don't need the gory chopping heads off. That doesn't do a whole lot for me.
And it scared you when you were 12, but it doesn't scare you when you're 50.
No, you know when it's coming now.
Yeah.
Like woman's creeping down a dark hallway. You're like, all right, something's gonna jump around this corner. I don't know when, but it's coming, and it still gets you.
Rod just got me, man. Pet Sematary, dude. Pet Sematary it was a poorly acted movie. It was poorly executed, but it was Zelda in the bed. The sister, remember Zelda leaning up? It makes me pucker to think about it right now. Look at my arm. Look at that, dude.
The book is so much scarier than even the movie, though. I read the book.
I did too. I was like looking over my shoulder.
It traumatized me for a while. I mean, how do you not think about Gage?
Gage, I know. Sweet baby Gage.
Like I'm looking at their list of movies that we just read.
I would have done it. I
I know you would have.
You know I would have.
You would have.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat. Wouldn't have even thought twice about it. Creepy ass movie. The sister, though, is what got me. Zelda. There's nothing worse than that in the movie. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I can't think of other movies.
Children of the Corn.
I can't do really I don't like the demonic.
I don't like little kids. I don't like little kids being scary.
Paranormal movies scare me because I do believe a little bit in that, and I believe in that stuff enough to get really creeped out at a movie.
I won't watch one by myself at home. I won't watch it like a Shining or something. I will not watch by myself. A 50-year-old man. I won't do it.
I read off 12 or 13 of the movies on the list that you can choose from. I think Get Out. I guess that's like a thriller.
Yeah, I can watch that alone.
I can watch that one
because I know what's coming. But they had some
creepy.
They had some jump scares in it too.
But the way they do it's one of my favorite movies.
It's very good.
So good. So
Poltergeist, very, very scary movie. My kids always do this thing where they go, let's watch, it's Halloween season's coming. They're psychotic about it. Let's watch a scary movie. And I'm like, you say you want to, and you're gonna be up all night like, Dad, I can't sleep. I'm scared. We watched Shawshank. And you know what scared them the most at Shawshank?
Ooh.
Elmo Blatch. Bo is terrified of Elmo Blatch. He's terrifying, but that's what got you. Elmo Blatch got you. Not the prison rape. That didn't get you. Elmo Blatch is the thing that got you. I'm gonna think we're gonna pass on any scary movies right now.
Can you watch one of those movies the second time and even it's not the same because you know what's coming?
Not really.
So
I need to check out.
And done on those movies.
I heard Sinners was very good. I need to watch that. I've not seen that yet.
I heard that was excellent. Yeah. Weapons just came out.
Okay.
That one looks a little creepy as well.
Exorcist is an all-timer though. An all-time scary movie.
The Ring got me.
The Ring was very scary. Very scary movie.
How freaked out were you at Blair Witch Project?
Not very, because I knew the ending.
I was very freaked out. I went to see it in the theater.
And you didn't know that it was a bit.
Well, I mean, I knew
if that movie comes out today, it's not very scary, right?
Right.
But I just didn't enjoy the entire tension, it
was also
for 2 hours.
Who wants to watch a camera like this for 2 hours? Like Vertigo.
I will give them credit for creativity.
Very creative.
Different.
A good
they
bit.
Did something different.
It's a good bit.
Which was worth going to see.
Agreed.
All right, we got to take a time out. Thank you, Paulie.
You're welcome.
We got tickets to give away. Padres, D-backs, some of our last Padre ticket giveaways of the season. Your opportunity to win coming up next with Ben and Woods after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan. As long as we're talking about death, though, right now, let's just go all the way and talk about how to prepare yourself in the unfortunate event you do meet your untimely passing.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's, from a serial killer or a creepy doll that becomes real or, a car accident. You just don't know what life may have in store, but you can be prepared, and you can take care of your family by going to trustandwill.com and getting your estate documents in order a very easy, online, and affordable way.
That's exactly right. Go to trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 when you check out. They're going to give you 20% off. They will take good care of you. It's very simple to do as well. It takes a couple of innings, 25, 30 minutes for me when I did mine. And listen, it's going to vary depending on what you have. But yeah, these are things that these are buttons that need to be buttoned up at the end of the day. Don't put it off another minute. Again, very simple. Trustandwill.com, code radio20.
Don't wait until someone breaks into your house with a chainsaw.
Yep.
To go to trustandwill.com.
Oh, no, I got to go to Trust and Will real quick.
I didn't do it. It's like too late now. I could have done this at any time. Done this at any time. Could have kept my family out of probate court. Now
you lock yourself in your office.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Filling it out. It's too late at that point. You can do it now, though, and make sure your family's taken care of with immediate access to your estate and your assets with no probate court, no expense. Lengthy process by going to trustandwill.com. Use code radio20 at checkout. Get 20% off at trustandwill.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Fantastic.
It's
Way to go, Ben.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I did get that bad news text, though, that the person I just spent about 7 hours in a car with the last couple of days has come down to something today. Oh, well, let's go immune system. Fight it off.
Your sugar daddy, I called him. He took you to a big fancy dinner.
Yeah.
On him.
Yeah. And then we went out golf.
Golf excursion.
Yeah.
On him.
Well, he did get the hotel room with points.
With his points.
Yeah. I paid for golf and dinner, though. So,
that's nice.
Yeah. But he got the room. But he's now feeling ill as he's supposed to be heading home. Hopefully just a cold, but go immune system.
Let's
go.
Starting to feel a little tickle, Paulie.
I couldn't possibly have transmitted. I just saw you. I hadn't seen you all weekend. Couldn't possibly have transmitted it to you yet.
How long would it take?
It's like usually what's a cold incubation period's like 3 or 4 days.
So just in time for the round table Thursday. I don't know that I can make it.
No, that's for me.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's when I'm going to start getting sick.
And then I get it.
Yes.
I'll get it next week. Right in the playoffs. Yeah. Perfect. Awesome.
All for you.
Thanks for coming, Scotty. Appreciate it.
I move next Tuesday morning.
Move next
That's
Tuesday.
That's going to be really, really fun.
Just all of us. Great. Fantastic.
Bummer. Bad news. You never want to get
wash
that
your
text.
hands and take some echinacea and elderberry.
Vitamin C
and elderberry.
All of it.
Will do the trick.
All the homeopathic
I
remedies.
can feel myself getting sick already.
My immune system's got this, right?
Yeah, piece of cake.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Sure.
He was telling me yesterday that his skin hurt, and I go,
Oh, good.
It's an odd symptom.
Is leprosy? Oh. What is it?
It's possible. He said, it's weird.
My skin
kind
hurts.
of hurts.
Now I can feel my skin
Well, I said
starting
like a
to hurt.
sunburn. He goes, no, it's just more of an overall,
like an ache
everywhere. Yeah, a very skin level.
What illness causes skin to hurt?
What is this?
Allodynia.
He's got scurvy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Type of nerve pain.
Right.
Is it contagious?
Usually a symptom of conditions like diabetes, shingles, and migraines.
He also has the gout sometimes.
Does
but
he?
I don't think this is the gout. Yep.
Great. This is fantastic stuff. All right, I'm going to peel off over here a little
See, now
bit
the
more.
problem is now you start imagining you feel the tickle in the back of your throat, but you don't really, if you are feeling it or not.
Yeah.
I don't feel it right now, but I will be on the hypersensitive alert for it.
Please do some preventative measures today.
I will do what I can do.
Some vitamin C and whatnot.
Exercise.
No, just get vitamin C in you. Rest. Let it pass.
I feel fine.
Okay.
I can't put a pause on my life until I get sick, right?
Okay. All right.
Could be the plague.
I never was a hypochondriac before. The older I get, the more I am. Having kids too. You're like, cool. What, like
you live in a petri dish.
You're like, yo, what is there? You'll get an email. There's lice in your child's class, and you're like, oh God, and you get the pen out when they get home. You're like, okay, we're in the clear. No lice here.
We always report on the news when someone we've had 2 cases of whatever, like mosquito-borne illnesses that have been reported in San Diego County. And I think, am I next? Did I get bit by a mosquito? Am I going to get dengue fever or something?
I hear measles is coming back, so that's going to be a lot of fun for everyone. So very, very cool. Should be a good few years for everyone. So enjoy. I can look at my head. My head is itchy right now. I just mentioned lice, and I start to scratch my head. And my sides are now itching. Now my skin hurts.
That's called psychosomatic.
This is great. Yeah. This is great. All right. Well, thanks for coming, Scott. Good to see you. Look forward to the next visit. And we'll see you soon.
Let's give away some Padres tickets right now. We've got tickets for Friday night's game, final home series of the season. It is also Hispanic Heritage Celebration as the Padres host the Diamondbacks. If you'd like to win a pair of tickets to Friday night's game, be the 6th caller right now at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. If you want to find out more about this weekend celebrations, you can get more info at padres.com/Hispanic Heritage. When we come back, we're going to look ahead to the series against the Milwaukee Brewers starting tonight. Opportunity, of course, for the Padres to clinch a playoff spot, and what other big series are getting underway in Major League Baseball this week. Final week could be very important for several teams. We'll get to all of that coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
While we are talking about, no, I can't transition that one.
No,
I
I
tried,
wouldn't.
but it's
No.
not going to happen.
No.
All I can tell you is that 7 Mile Casino.
I saw where
is
your
a
head was going.
fantastic card room,
That's
and there's
right.
really nothing else that I have to add other than we found out about it the first time about 7 years ago when I said, this can't be this great. It's right here. I've passed it probably 50 times or more when I'm driving south on the 5. It's that little building. You've probably seen it west of the 5 freeway. Walked in the first time. I was floored. I was floored at how
I was
nice
with you. You
it
were blown
was.
away. Yeah,
I know.
it was
I was
awesome.
going like, this place is fantastic. Check it out for yourself. If you're a card player and you're missing out if you're not going to 7 Mile Casino.
I remember we sat down. We had these pepper wings, salt and pepper wings that I don't think get enough play on this
They
show.
don't.
They were outstanding. And then you had the Kung Pao chicken. You've been raving
Unbelievable.
about that for 7 years. But
Unbelievable.
listen, we had lunch and then we went down, sat down, played some California style blackjack. They also have Texas Hold'em, Pie Gown, Baccarat as well. But I stayed on the blackjack table that day. It was a lot of fun. And the first time of many that we've set foot in 7 Mile Casino. You will not be disappointed when you go.
I think I've had the Kung Pao chicken about 15 times since then. It always hits the spot. It is on the 24/7 players menu. Enjoy it any time of day. If you're a late riser or early riser, whatever, they're open. You can go play some cards any time of the day, and it's so easy to get to. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I do find it fascinating. We were talking about it again during the break that you, when you went to your therapist, you talked about the stress of being a fan.
Yeah, this time of year is just as stressful. And a fan, yeah, but also a radio host for the that covers the team every day. And she told me, I said, because this year, I said, I'm older, turned a year older, have a lot more perspective, a lot more experience. I said, it's a stressful time of year. You want the team to do well. I said, but it's out of your hands. It's out of your control. And I just said, I find myself this year, I do have some perspective. My parents were ill this year. There's perspective in life. And I said, I personally feel like I've lost a little bit of my edge, and I said, how long will the audience put up with that? And she goes, not everything is an existential crisis. You don't have to worry about your audience. If you just show up and be your authentic self, they'll be there. And if they're not, then who cares? Like, what are you going to do about it? So it made a lot of sense to me. But yeah, I said, honestly, for the first time in my life, I said, I don't care about these games currently. I care about when the playoffs start. And I said, that's just me trying to be honest, because I was not white knuckling these games against the White Sox. I wasn't at all. I checked my phone a couple times yesterday while we were playing ball. Oh yeah, 3-0 lead. Oh crap, 3-2. It's not that I don't care. It's just that what matters to me is next Tuesday.
Well, I feel somewhat the same way. That's why I went and played golf yesterday, as opposed to, and I kind of watched the game on my phone, but I wasn't as locked in as I am most of the season, because it feels like, you got a bit of a break. But I want to get you a T-shirt that says, not everything is an existential crisis.
Questions Moon says, nah, as soon as Woods loses his edge, I'm out. Try to be a little more edgy for you.
I do think if you're not a sports fan, and it's not, that's fine.
Life must be grand for you.
Good people. My son, not a sports fan at all. Graham doesn't really follow any sports at all.
How great is his life?
I'm sure that there's other things that you'll replace your sports fandom with that you're passionate about, but the stress of being a fan is real. There's no doubt about it. I get it too.
Yeah, bubble guts.
Like, my team is playing right now, and it's a really important game, and I just want them to win so badly. So for what? So they can have another game, so I can do this again tomorrow, and then to do it all over again. For what?
Yeah.
So maybe I get another series where I get more chances to feel like this, until maybe at the end you have the ultimate thrill of getting to cheer for a champion. But it's not an existential crisis.
No,
it shouldn't be. Entertainment is what it's supposed to be.
There's nothing entertaining about the playoff. There's nothing entertaining about playoff baseball unless you're watching two other teams.
Because we value it so highly is what makes it so real and important to us.
Yeah,
if we stop valuing it so highly, what's the point?
I mean, I have a 45-minute session, and 30 minutes of it was talking about this baseball team. And again, Ben, she's like your son. She couldn't give a rat's ass about the San Diego Padres and the results of any game. And she really had a hard time understanding why this time of year would be stressful. And I was like, are you kidding? I go, you're joking. I said, it's because of the swaths of fans is how I called it. You got the people that are waiting. They're waiting. They have a Padres hat on and they have a Padres shirt and they're waiting though for that ground ball to go through somebody's legs to lose the game so that they can then come to me or you or Paul or anybody else or the guys across the street or anybody else go, I told you so. I told you. I told you. I told you. Never had it. This team never had it. I said, there's that fan. Then there's the fan that needs it and breathes it and wants it more than anything. And they're going to be devastated and hurt and the whole thing. I said, then there's that fan. I said, then there's us. We have a totally different thing as kind of a mouthpiece for the fan and a sounding board for the fan. I said, it's just a stressful time of year. And I said, what I'm trying to do, because I find myself getting home and being like more on edge. And when the playoffs start, you're just on edge. I'm praying these games are early so my kids are in school.
Well, in this situation, we're the therapists.
Yeah, right.
We're kind of the therapists. You're sitting down on our couch every morning for 4 hours as we talk it out. We're talking out our Padres fandom.
That's why this show helps me
every day.
So much.
All right, let's check traffic one last time. We'll look ahead to the series against the Milwaukee Brewers and the other big games that are left this season in our final 10 minutes or so. Coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Vicky Pepper.
This report brought to you by the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors. 805 north at Bonita, a 3-car crash in the center divider. 5 north at the 52. Watch out for a large 4-foot piece of plastic in the number 3 lane. Vegas is turning it up this week. This is the fabulous 5-day sale, the first ever citywide Vegas sale. 5 days to book your next getaway. Go to visitlasvegas.com. Hurry, the sale ends Friday. I'm Vicky Pepper with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
This hour on Ben and Woods brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. So, Padres taking on the Brewers tonight with a chance to clinch a playoff spot. The magic number is 1. Again, there's no other way they can clinch a playoff spot tonight other than a win.
Right.
Because the Mets don't play. A Mets loss would also do it, but they don't
only
play.
like 2 or 3 games tonight, right?
Yeah,
There's only
very,
3 games
very
tonight.
light slate.
So you can
But they are a win and you're in. It doesn't. You have to win,
Correct.
and so has to win. Okay.
But of course, very tough matchup against the #1 team in baseball and their #1 pitcher in Freddie Peralta with Nick Pivetta going on the mound. Very playoff preview-y type sort of matchup. And got that weird situation where if the game is close, like it's 2-2 in the 7th inning, Padres staffers will have to go into the clubhouse quietly and start putting up like plastic sheeting and get the boxes and crates of champagne ready, not knowing whether, what they're hoping for is just a kind of a blowout either way. You want to be up like 9-1 or down like 8-1 and go, okay, we don't have to worry about it. But if it's like a 2-2 game, they have to put it all up. And then if like the Brewers score in the top of the 9th inning,
take it down
before any of the players show up and see like, oh,
the
they
take
were
it
all ready
down
for us and we didn't get it done.
The take it down bit would be first of all, you've already put in all the work to put it up, and then you got to rip it right down immediately just to have to do it maybe again the next day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good problem to have.
Is there
ultimately, right?
Am I insane? Because I'm thinking about, I saw the Brewers clinch their playoff spot. Remember the Bob Uecker letter, which birthed the Adam Klug letter that leaked that we played. There was a beyond muted celebration for them. The Dodgers, I believe, had a very muted celebration on Friday.
They clinched their playoff spot on Friday.
I didn't see any goggle. I just saw like a champagne toast, I think. But then I saw the Cubs went full bore, like the goggles, the whole thing. There's a possibility that if you won tonight, it could be a muted celebration, though I don't think it will be.
No, I think tonight would be a great night to celebrate big. Now, the Brewers know they also were going to get a division title celebration yesterday.
That's true.
One.
Yep.
The Cubs.
Did they go big yesterday?
I didn't see what they did, but they clinched the division yesterday. The Cubs probably don't have any other celebrations, so they said, hey, let's do this one and do it big. And they hadn't been in the playoffs since 2020. So it's been a while.
5 years, yeah.
It's like the Dodgers, hey, you get it every single year. Like, well, you can probably wait a little bit and celebrate, the division title, whatever.
Yeah.
What's interesting, though, is if the Padres don't get it done tonight, there's a good chance they could back in if the Mets then lose, because they play at the Cubs starting Tuesday. So that game will be done.
Yeah.
So the Padres could back in if they don't win tonight before they even get another opportunity to win their way in.
It'd be cool to win your way in.
That's what I think too. It's it's
doesn't matter either way. It doesn't matter.
It'll be forgotten in a couple.
I remember
of days,
I was at the game in 2022 where they clinched the playoff berth. It was a Sunday.
It was a loss.
I want to say against the White Sox.
It was,
and we lost. It was weird. Went down on the field and with the rest of the media that was there, and like guys were getting the playoff hats and shirts and putting them on, but everyone was kind of like,
you lost the game.
It was weird. It was really weird to like not celebrate on the mound.
Yeah,
whether it's a high five line, a handshake line, or whatever. However you want to celebrate, like you're usually coming off the mound and you're walking towards the dugout and getting greeted with the t-shirts, and they just kind of,
just going up to the box, like grabbing their shirt. And
somebody struck out to end the game or something, and it's a win for Chicago.
You made the playoffs, fellas. Oh, all right. Where's the box? Give me the box.
Very, very strange.
So the other part
strange.
of that, though, is kind of weird that you actually are cheering for the Mets because they're playing the Cubs.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how can we overtake the Cubs potentially?
So, the more the Mets beat the Cubs, the better chance the Padres could make up ground with wins and perhaps even host that first-round series. So
I've resigned myself to playing the Cubs in Wrigley.
Sure. Yes.
I want to see the Mets have a collapse. I do. I call me whatever. I didn't like their Joe Musgrove shenanigans years ago. Still not over it. Would be weird to see this team collapse.
The Cincinnati Reds would also love to see it. Now, they are at home against Pittsburgh. So they start tomorrow a 3-game series where they feel like they've got contested. They control their own destiny.
Yeah.
They keep winning. They beat a last-place Pittsburgh team. And then they go to Milwaukee for those last 3 games, which is the toughest series maybe. But Milwaukee's not going to be playing very, very hard probably in those games. Meanwhile, the Arizona Diamondbacks are just a game out of the wild card spot. They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
Nick
they
says
host the Dodgers, so they'll be playing their butts off against the Dodgers on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Nick says hate watching over wanting home field advantage is crazy. The odds of our home field advantage again is what, Paulie? What was the percentage you gave earlier?
To win the division, it was 1.1%.
Right. Again, I also don't want to have to empty everything we have, right? Like you need some help. You need the Mets sweeping the Cubs. You're going to have to go crazy the next 6 games and win them all, right? To get a home field. It's fine.
That's to win the division was 1.1%. But if you pass the Cubs,
3%, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's not likely.
I think you go pretty hard the next 2 or 3 days. If you've made, as Craig said, if you make up ground on the Cubs and you're within a game,
then you got to think
you can
about
at least think about it.
Yep.
But yeah, if you're down 3 with 3 to go, don't
I mean, look, it's not like Nick. It's not like it's one game, and I'm rooting against the Mets.
But you could use some help from the Mets in those games.
You have to have
it there,
right?
So,
you got to have.
Yeah. So there's some interesting games left. The Diamondbacks Dodgers series. That one's kind of fascinating. Because the Dodgers then finish at Seattle. They may be trying to clinch a bye in the first round of the playoffs still. They may be playing hard that weekend. I'm not saying that the Padres are going to catch the Dodgers, but they've got 6 tough games on the road.
We're rooting for the Mariners to lose a couple games early this week.
Yes. So they have to play hard against the Dodgers this weekend and at least force the Dodgers then to play a little bit harder to try to hold on to the division, which would be interesting as well because they know they're playing on Tuesday no matter what. Dodgers can't get a bye at this point either. So
it'll be fun. I'd like to see them go out. Honestly, it would do worlds for a lot of people's psyche, though it doesn't really matter that much. Go out and beat a really good pitcher like Freddie Peralta tonight to win your way into the playoffs would be what are you going to say then? Right? You did it. You went out, you beat a good pitcher. You're in the playoffs with 5 games left to go. Well done. Now you're, chill and get ready for the postseason. But I think it'd be good for a lot of people's psyche.
And then the American League is fascinating as well now because the Guardians are 1 game behind the Tigers in the AL Central, and they host the Tigers for 3 starting tomorrow.
Crazy.
So if they win that series, we get a tie, or the Cleveland could even have the lead at this point. And then Detroit's fighting for their playoff life the last couple of days of the season. The Astros are the team that are out, so they need to win this week to pass the Guardians, or the Red Sox are just a game up.
I think there should be something in that clubhouse today that a feeling of, hey man, we win this baseball game tonight, we're going to the playoffs. That right? Like, yes, there are still games to go, and yes, we can still back in tomorrow. But I think that would be cool to walk in today going, We win, we're going to the playoffs, guys. Let's go out and beat Freddie Peralta to the Milwaukee Brewers.
How about this? You know how the Padres players arrive to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
If you're walking into the tunnel area, you take a right and you go down, a couple hundred feet. What if Mike Schilt arranged for like the clubbies to store they have these giant
bins,
carts, big
stick it right
where
there.
They put all the ice and all the beer and champagne and everything. What if you just had that off to the side as you walk in, and you walk by and you go, "That's waiting for us if we take care of business tonight."
You know where the social media team does it? So, hey Jackson, what's your favorite sandwich?
Yeah.
Right there is Budweiser and champagne.
Just have
all
cases lined up
there.
and say, "You win tonight."
Paulie.
That's what I would do.
It's genius. I'd do it.
I wouldn't
too.
say a word about it.
I wouldn't say a word.
I would
I'd
just
leave
put
it right there,
and they'll walk right by it and go, "You know what happens tonight if you take care of business."
What happens.
I know, but you give it. It's a
It's
visual
symbolic.
cue. Symbolic
Inspiration.
Yes. Yeah.
Some would say tempting fate by having it already ready, but
Nope.
they know
But
they
they know.
already ready.
Yeah.
It's not like
They're
go
gonna
out-
be
It's not
popping
like
it.
they go out and order it with 5 minutes to go in the game. Oh
I
wait,
need 45 cases of Budweiser, 16 magnums of Corbel, and get it here ASAP. Thank
5
you.
minutes.
You should DoorDash it.
We need it right now in 5 minutes.
Your driver, I'm waiting for your order. I need the order now. I don't need you
Your
to wait
GoPuff
for it.
driver is on his way.
All right.
All right, gents.
Could be a celebratory show tomorrow morning. We will talk to you again at 6 a.m. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday. Braden's coming up next. For executive producer Paul Reindl, for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Enjoy the rest of your day from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.